the day with the dawn ringing in my ears. Oh, well, I tune into my TV show. No better way, I gotta get myself into gear. Let's go. Oh, and I feel good today with my wake up in the morning espresso. I feel good today. It's my feel good breakfast show.
A very good morning to you and welcome, and thank you for tuning into your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Expresso on SABC3. Guys, if you haven't heard the news yet, our very own Miss South Africa, Demi Lee Nel-Peters, crowned Miss Universe 2017.
Can we make some noise for that? Come on, that's amazing.
I think we saw this one coming though. From the moment the social media started to generate around this, you could see there was something special there. Well done,
So
Demi
exciting.
Lee. Unbelievable. So plenty of reasons to celebrate the Springboks back to their best form, I think, this weekend. So we thought we'd bring in a bunch of cricket players to talk about the rugby. We're going to catch up with the BizHub Highveld Lions about the Ram Slam T20 and also get into all of the weekend sporting action. There was a lot, so we'll just touch on that.
We also have a motivational author in studio because it's Motivational Monday, and today we're talking about how to make sense of nonsense, because man, there's so much nonsense happening in the world today.
So much
What
nonsense
about
indeed. Well, he's been in the industry for 15 years and here to perform for you. Jack de Priester joins us on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, so don't miss out on that amazing performance.
Exactly, but so much more to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Let's find out what's happening in the weather.
Thank you so much, team, and a very warm welcome from my side as well. Let's have a feel-good Monday together. Starting off with your weather and those temperatures. Now, today's forecast sees warm highs across most parts of the country with a couple of thunder showers expected in the north. Jou temperatuur op Polokwane begin op 12 grade minimum en 'n maksimum van 21. Mbombela 12 en 19 en 'n paar donderstorms. Ook 'n paar donderstorms vir Pretoria vandag 13 en 'n matige 24 later. Johannesburg 12 22, Mahikeng 14 28. Klerksdorp begin op 15, dit styg na 27 grade maximum. Kimberley 17 en 'n warm 30. Bloemfontein begin op 12, dit styg na 28 grade. Richards Bay 14 minimum with a maximum 22 degrees. Pietermaritzburg 11 and a cool 18 degrees and a couple of showers expected. Also some showers for Durban, 17 minimum with a maximum 21 later on today. Mthatha kicking off on 9 degrees minimum with a maximum 20. East London 14 and a high of 20. Cradock 6 minimum this morning, warming up to 26 later on today. Port Elizabeth starting off on 13 with a maximum 20. George at 12-19. Sutherland on 8 degrees minimum, reaching a high of 26 degrees. Cape Town 15-27. Worcester 10 and a maximum 30. Springbok 15-33. And Uppington a very hot day expected, 19 minimum with a maximum 35 degrees. That's a wrap of your weather for the 6:30 bulletin. As always, we'll keep you updated with those temperatures. I'm back just after 7 with another look.
Thank you, Ewan. Well, on that note, let's take a first look at your roads, starting off in Gauteng, Johannesburg. There's a stationary vehicle on the N1 northbound before William Nicol Drive. That center lane is blocked, so please approach with caution. And in Pretoria, on the N1 southbound after Botha Avenue, we also have a stationary vehicle. That left shoulder blocked, so also please approach with caution. Well, that's where we leave your traffic for now. Another update coming your way in half an hour.
Pharmadynamics, effective, affordable healthcare.
So while we might be having a bit of a break from international cricket at the moment, certainly here from a South African perspective, the ongoing Ram Slam T20 challenge has kept local cricket fans entertained and enthralled as our domestic teams battle it out for the title of South Africa's best T20 franchise. And joining us this morning to chat a little about that quest to lift the T20 Challenge trophy come the end of this very dramatic season, we've got Ompile Ramele, Rassie van der Dussen and Nikki van der Berg here from the BizHub Highveld Lions cricket team. Gentlemen, very good morning.
Morning.
It looks like you're up this early every day. That's the life of a professional sportsman is. Guys, thank you so much. First of all, let's just get it over and done with quickly. Not the best weekend. What do you make of the loss this weekend, dude?
I think tough weekend for the BizHub Highveld Lions, you know, but it wasn't also easy matches.
Yeah.
It was really competitive all the way to the wire, and I think it's the kind of games that kept the fans interested all the way.
Completely,
you know,
man.
so I think that's just going to be the nature of this T20 competition. I think it's going to go down all the way to the wire. Every team is going to be in it until the last game. So I think it's really going to be a buzz all the way through.
And that's exactly what we want out of the tournament.
Exactly.
Nice knock, Rassi, 45.
Thank
You
you,
didn't
yeah.
even know how many runs he scored. He's like, 40, 45, could have been a 50. That was a good run. I have to ask very quickly, 6:35, the Springboks, of course, showing a much improved. Do you guys get time to enjoy other sporting goals? Did any of you catch the game?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we all watched it. I think most of the guys in the team enjoy other sports. You know, we know a few of the guys that play and whatever, so we always try to follow closely.
It almost added to my frustration seeing them play the kind of rugby that we know that they can play when you put into like the previous two games, especially our tour opener. The mental aspects of the game just don't seem to be clicking. But this was the kind of Springbok team that we know, Nikki.
Yeah, look, definitely. It's always a great thing for us if we see the Springboks playing well. Like you said, the opening game's always a big one, and to start off a two on the back foot like that is always tough to come back. But
Hit me hard, man.
They played, yeah.
Hit me real hard.
I think it hit everyone hard. They played pretty well.
So the Rams fan kind of climbed on us a little bit this season. We were expecting a very different global T20 challenge tournament coming around. How do you wrap your head around having to enter into a season? Was this a major kind of shake-up for you guys? Maybe I can put that to you, Rassi.
Not really. We would have played T20 in any
Either
way,
way,
this time of year. I think the whole logistics part of it was a bit that threw us a bit. Some guys were going to different teams, different cities, and you sort of planned accordingly. Family and whatever. So when it was cancelled, it was quite a tough blow for us. But playing for the Lions is never a bad thing, and playing in front of crowds and playing T20 cricket is always brilliant. So.
I think people didn't understand when the T20 format arrived on the scene how important it was going to be for the development of, and we hope that the global challenge will still come around. But from a local franchise player's perspective, how important is it to have a platform like T20?
I think it's fantastic for young players. I think from just the BizHub Highveld Lions perspective, you saw a guy like Ryan Rickleton yesterday come into the fore and just saw his class and his talent, and I think that's just what's going to happen at a global level, so to speak. And I still think this competition in of itself, it's actually a spectacular competition, actually, because it's showing we've got all our international players available, and you can just see almost the quality of cricket that's on show, and just also the talent that's been unearthed during this competition. And I think it's almost like a very good teaser of what can happen when we start bringing in the likes of Chris Gale, Kieran Pollard into the mix, and we can have a really, really kind of blockbuster show.
Just prefer not to play against Rabada. That'll be fine.
No, he's got to be in the team.
He's got to be on your side.
He has to be.
Gentlemen, thanks so much. I know it's off to the Free State for the next encounter, so we wish you all the best of luck for that. I know you've got to race off to an airport as well this morning, so we really do appreciate you guys stopping by. Good luck for the rest of the season, man. Been great to connect with you. We're going to continue to delve into that weekend sport in a moment, get into the Springboks Challenge, and of course, unfortunately, Super Sport United going down 2-1 on aggregate to TP Mazembe. They are not the African champions, but lots of excitement in the game.
Exactly on that, Graham. Thank you very much. We are going to continue that sports chat after the break and bring you a roundup of all the action happening on the fields of this weekend.
There's a lot of action. And then we're also going to make sense of nonsense. We have motivational author with us in studio. We'll be talking about that after the break.
Only you can make my day.
Roer jou voeten oor die baarse vloer. Roer jou voeten oor die baarse vloer. Roer jou voeten oor die baarse vloer. En wees versigtig om so skelms na my te loop. Want Bokkie, ek en jy, lê agter die toedeur om vry. Want Bokkie, ek en jy, lê agter die toedeur om vry. En jy bly agter die toedeur om vry. En jou pa sê vir my, ek moet maar liewer my ry hier kry. Roer jou voete oor die baarse vloer. Roer jou voete oor die baarse vloer. Roer jou voete oor die baarse vloer. En wees versigtig kom so skelmpies na my te loop.
South Africa! Take your first walk as Miss Universe.
Welcome back. You tune into your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso right here on SABC3, and lovely to have you on this Monday morning. Let's quickly get into your local entertainment news. It's still nice and early. What's happening, Lee?
Well, I think congratulations are in order to Latoya McKenne and her bae Tsepo Liu. Now the couple have welcomed another addition to their beautiful family. Taking to Instagram, the actress shared the first photo of their son, revealing that his name is Kopano Jordan Liu and that he arrived over the weekend. Now, with 4 kids in their household now, we're sure that they are going to have their hands very, very full.
Yeah, man. But
You
they're
know?
definitely one big happy family. Look at that.
Gorgeous,
Very,
gorgeous
very cool.
stuff.
Congratulations.
Well, someone who's also sharing photos is none other than Casper Neovest, who has shared photos of his fit, new, amazing physique. Now, the rapper, who is gearing up for his Fill Up the Stadium show, shared this photo documenting the total transformation that he's gone under in preparation for the historic concert. If that wasn't good enough, look at them. He's shared this and of course a few others saying that if these are anything to go by, then I'm sure that the show is going to be absolutely wonderful. And we all know that if you want to put on something really great, physicality is so important as
But he
well.
looks good, man. You can
I
see he's
know.
putting a lot of
and he
hard
used
work.
to be like a dukachi, hey? And now he's like so lacquer.
He looks good. He looks really good. But I mean, can you the pressure that he must face now with filling up that stadium? We just saw the picture there.
Absolutely.
But yeah, absolutely. Go Casper. Go Casper.
And we also have to say a very, very congratulations, a massive congratulations to our Demi Lee Now Peters, who is the brand new Miss Universe. But we'll show you a little bit more about that if you missed out on that in the early hours of the morning as it was broadcast abroad.
Brilliant stuff. Well done, Demi Lee. Wow, making us very, very proud.
Yes.
Yeah, like Leanne said, we'll wrap that. I'll talk about that a little bit later on this morning. But for now, that's a wrap of your local entertainment news. The international side of things are heading your way a little bit later on.
Time for us to connect with you on social media and good luck to all of our matriculants writing English Paper 3. We had a little bit of a Twitter poll up on Twitter. In fact, it's still on there, asking you which of the essays do you enjoy writing most. Narrative essay took the top spot with 72%. Descriptive essay coming in at second place with 13%. But you head on over to Twitter and vote. So let us know. We are on Twitter at Expresso Show.
So it was another weekend packed to the brim with exciting sporting action from the Springboks' very convincing victory over Italy to TP Mazembe, being crowned 2017's CAF Confederations Cup champions. In case you missed any of the action, let's touch on two of those stand-up performances as we have mentioned this weekend.
Yeah, man, so big weekend that has been in terms of sport as well. We can be very proud of our Springboks as well.
Yeah.
What are we starting off with?
We're going to kick off with the rugby, and I think, as I was saying to the Lions players a moment ago, it's so frustrating to see what the Boks are capable of when it all clicks, and you think to yourself, what went wrong in that opening game?
Just a kind of a mentality that wasn't there, maybe the team spirit, I don't know, what could it have been?
And we know there's been lots of shake-ups in the team, but let's take you through a blow by blow. Obviously, we had to come back from the 2018 loss the last time we were on soil, and we really did. 5 unanswered tries coming from South Africa at the moment. I think my mic pack has just dropped off. But it was an opportunity for some first-time tries for a lot of the players putting their hands up for the very first time. Bongi Mbonane, we know that he was coming on for his debut appearance. He scored a try. Francois Lowe has been fantastic throughout the season, one of our overseas-based players. He was great. One of the standout players for me, Francois Fenter, also coming in for a try. He was brilliant in that number 12, in that inside centre berth. That's what you want from a big, crunching centre, taking his body to the line. Really, really good performance. And him and Andre Pollard, man of the match, was also fantastic. Steven Kitsoff, who had to come on when the Beast was taken off pretty early on injured. And I think this... the bell is ringing for the Beast, unfortunately. Steven Kitsoff, they're not going to be able to keep him out of that team for much longer.
Look, he's brilliant. He's
absolutely amazing, man. And Franco Mostert, who's like a try-scoring machine for the Boks, he also got in. But as I said, Pollard was named man of the match. So a record-breaking performance. This is the most we've ever scored against Italy, which is great. So it certainly shows where the Springboks mindset is. But we've got an uphill challenge now. We've got to take on Wales in our next fixture. A couple of players being released from that squad. So it's going to be another shake-up in the team.
Look, man, let's just hope they can keep this momentum going, because they've been, they came from a dark place now. They're working their way up. Let's hope that they can kind of...
And Alistair Coetzee away record gradually improving. And just one last call up for Thomas du Toit has been called up to fill that space because they're in the front row. Then it is with a certain amount of trepidation that I approach the CAF Confederation Cup final. There was so much hope around SuperSport United. They just weren't there in the first half. I think they were too guarded. TP Mazembe, all credit to them in terms of how they played, not for their antics on the field. We had 2 send-offs in this game, which is not what you want to see in a final. But if anything, it showed the fire on that field. SuperSport did wake up in the second half, but I think Eric Tinkler hit the nail on the head. He spoke about a huge amount of disrespect shown, and we saw, as I said, 2 people being sent off. Mazembe's Kabaso Chongo was given marching orders for picking up a second red. Tusopala was shown a straight red right at the end of the game, which you really don't want to see. But there were some gestures made, and maybe, like I said, there was a huge amount of passion on the field. And they've now, this is their 3rd consecutive title, TP Mazembe, so they've proven their chops, so maybe the passion just overwhelmed them a little bit. Those sort of antics, though, you don't want to see. We know there's already a fierce rivalry within the fan settings in Africa, and I think what it really did do was compound Eric Tinkler. I think it came to bear in that moment that now he's put so much effort into the cup competition. They are way off the pace in the PSL SuperSport as a team, so he has a mountain to climb just to remain in that top 8.
Absolutely. But once again, a very, very big weekend. Thank you very much for the roundup. And yeah, man, round of applause for the Boks, man. Come on. At least there's one thing that we can be very, very proud of. Let's hope they keep that momentum going. That's a wrap of your sport on your Feel Good Breakfast Show this morning.
Well, it's time for some Monday motivation. Now, we're joined by a man who's made it his career to motivate people and businesses to achieve greatness. He's worked with some sporting greats like Chad Leclerc, Pierre Spies, and also played a pivotal role in bringing the Lions rugby team out of relegation in 2013. His new book is called Making Sense of Nonsense, and it offers practical, motivational advice, giving hope in times of despair. Welcome to Expresso, Mayan Subrayan. So good to have you on the show this morning.
Great to be here.
Oh, I feel like we need you. We need your insights. But before we do anything else, let's talk about this nonsense of what you speak in your book, Making Sense of Nonsense. What is the nonsense?
Well, the nonsense is things that don't make sense. Sometimes we go through trials, tribulations, situations like, problems in the economy, situations in the political hemisphere, and just, situations where you feel that you just don't have control over those things. It could be even more personal. It could be a sickness, illness, financial troubles, relationship problems. So those sort of things, when you reach a place where you realize, hey, I don't know, I don't have the answers.
Yeah, I think that we are living in very challenging times in South Africa at the moment with our economy, with the downgrades, with the water situation in the Western Cape. How does one deal with it? Is it just a matter of blocking it all out?
Well, you don't want to be the ostrich with the head in the ground. You want to acknowledge it, but at the same time, it's about understanding that, focus on what you can do, not on what you can't do. Because that's where stress comes. People get stressed out when they focus on things that they have no control out of. I have an acronym that I call CTC. Control the controllables.
Wow.
You can't stop the birds from flying above you, but you can certainly stop them from making a nest on your head.
True story.
Yeah.
You also can't stop them from dropping something, but that's a blessing, I hear. You know what? We're approaching the festive season, and you and I were kind of talking in the break, and you were saying that this is actually the time where people sink into the most despair. For anybody that's watching right now and who feels a sense of, hopelessness or feels like they have lost control, what would your advice be to them?
Well, again, just the fact that, stress is a perception. Stress is something that you bring upon yourself, because what stresses you out may not stress me out.
Yeah.
So it's quite subjective in that side of it. And I mean, the advice I would give is to really understand what the whole festive season is about. And a lot of the pressure that comes upon oneself comes from peer pressure, trying to fit into society. And for me, it's about being comfortable in your own skin. Understanding that, I may not be able to live up to the expectations of others, but, just being you and being comfortable in the fact that, this is who I am, this is what I believe in, and not trying to outdo others and try to keep up with the Joneses and all of that. And I guess that's where, around the festive season, people are always trying to outdo others. And it's just about coming to the place and understanding, what, I am me, and there's only one of me. I'm unique, I'm valuable, I'm loved, and irrespective of what I get or don't get, I'm still going to continue.
I love it, and I love that we can continue with you after the break. We're going to be chatting with Mayan Subrayan a little bit later on. His book is Making Sense of Nonsense, and if you feel like you live in a world that is filled with nonsense right now, you might want to grab and get your hands on that. But we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
South Africa. Take your first walk as Miss Universe.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
At Samsung, we develop technology so you can live life. Samsung, a way of life.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso right here on SABC 3. We're kicking it off on a right note, a brilliant performance heading your way right now, and we are very, very happy to have Jack de Priester back with us in studio. He's here, he's going to perform now. He's had a phenomenal career, 15 years in the industry, and he's celebrating that with a brand new album. We'll chat to him about it and get the update and what is happening right now. Here he is with Roer Jou Voete.
Bokkie, ek en jy, lê agter die toedeur en vry. Want Bokkie, ek en jy, lê agter die toedeur en vry. Bokkie, ek en jy, lê agter die toedeur en vry. En jou pa sê vir my, ek moet maar liewer my ry hier kry. Roer jou voete oor die baarse vloer. Roer jou voete oor die baarse vloer. Roer jou voete oor die baarse vloer. En wees versigtig om so skelmpies na my te loer. Hou my vas, swaai my rond, ek proe die liefde in jou mond. Hou my vas, swaai my rond, ek proe die liefde in jou mond. Hou my vas, swaai my rond, ek proe die liefde in jou mond. En jou pa sê vir my, ek moet maar liewer my ry hier kry. Roer jou voete oor die baarse vloer. Roer jou voete oor die baarse vloer. Roer jou voete oor die baarse vloer. En wees versigtig om so skelmpies na my te loer. En jou pa kyk na my met vuur in sy oë, hy probeer my gedagtes lees. Maar jy het lank al my hart gesteel, al moet ek my lewe vrees. Want Bokkie, ek en jy, lê agter die toedeur en vry. En jou pa sê vir my, ek moet maar liewer my ry hier kry. Roer jou voete oor die baarse vloer. Roer jou voete oor die baarse vloer. Roer jou voete oor die baarse vloer. En wees versigtig om so skelmpies na my te loer. Roer jou voete oor die baarse vloer. Roer jou voete oor die baarse vloer. Roer jou voete oor die baarse vloer. En wees versigtig om so skelmpies na my te loer. Hou my vas, swaai my rond, proe die liefde in jou mond. Want Bokkie, ek en jy, staan oral op die dansvloer en vry.
Man, oh man, oh man. That is a way to wake up on a Monday morning. Jack,
Yes.
lekker man, welcome.
Nou is ek ook wakker.
Listen, he's probably one of the most awake people I've seen here this morning, even though having a gig last night, which
Yeah.
was pretty hectic, man.
Yes.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Roer jou voete.
Ja, dis eintlik al 'n ouerige liedjie.
Yes.
So dis nou nie op my nuwe album nie, maar ek het maar net gedink om die dag so te begin, want jessie, ek kan sien almal is slaperig, maar nou lyk almal wakker.
Well, you've seen what happened behind the cameras. Everyone was dancing and grooving right now. Listen, you've got a brand new album out, 15 jaar.
Yeah.
It's amazing, man, being in this industry for so long. We're going to chat to you about that in a little bit. But for now, go grab yourself a cup of coffee, make yourself comfortable, go relax, grab a breath.
Gaan ek weer moet sing?
Jy gaan weer moet sing. Yes, no, he's going to perform for us a little bit later on. In the meanwhile, log on to our social media pages. Let us know what you thought about that performance. Jack de Priester, Roer jou voete on your Monday morning. Right now, though, it's news time.
In the national news this morning, the South African Revenue Service paid 18.5 billion rand to 2.22 million taxpayers at the close of the tax season for non-provisional taxpayers on Friday last. This is a 26% increase compared to last year, SARS said in a statement issued yesterday. According to SARS, 93.63% of tax returns were assessed within 24 hours, and a total of 91.98% of taxpayers are due for a refund. Those not routed for audit or risk verification received their refunds in less than 72 hours. Michael Sachs, who recently resigned as Deputy Head of Budget at the National Treasury, has been appointed to a team set to help the Gauteng Health Department recover following various crises, such as the Life Isidimeni tragedy. It was announced yesterday. And in the Northwest, the Health Department yesterday officially suspended 5 officials who allegedly defrauded the Klerksdorp Chipong Hospital complex of more than 1.2 million rand. Their suspected criminal activity has been reported to the SAPS in Klerksdorp. On the international front, Saudi Arabia's powerful Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman said yesterday an attack on an Egyptian mosque that killed more than 300 worshippers would galvanize an Islamic military coalition that would be aimed to counter terrorism and extremism. Earlier, Egypt's President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi vowed to respond with the utmost force after the attack on a North Sinai mosque during Friday prayers. 30 children are amongst the dead and at least 100 people have been wounded. Officials say attackers were carrying the flag of the Islamic State group. And then finally, the 5th African Union EU summit taking place in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire this week will bring together more than 60 EU and African leaders and a total of 90 delegations. The theme is harnessing the demographic dividend through investments in youth. Leaders will discuss the future of EU-Africa relations and focus on investing in youth. This is a key priority for Africa and the EU, as 60% of the African population is under the age of 25. President Jacob Zuma will also be attending the summit. Well, that was your 7 o'clock news update. Let's get another look at what's happening in the world of sport. Here's Graham.
All right, let's get the lay of the land. After a bumper weekend of sport, the Springboks claiming their second win of their year-end European tour on Saturday after a memorable 35-6 win over Italy. Following on from their 18-17 win over France the previous weekend, the Boks scored 5 unanswered tries on Saturday to see out their biggest ever win against Italy. Some other results coming out of the weekend. We saw France drawing 23-all with Japan, New Zealand earning a 33-18 win over Wales, while Scotland, they thrashed Australia by 53 points to 24. Then on to football. Congolese outfit TP Mazembe were crowned CAF Confederations Cup champions on Saturday after playing out to a goalless draw with SuperSport United in Pretoria. SuperSport were unable to turn around that 2-1 loss from the first leg, which saw TP Mazembe claim their second successive Confed title and their third in total. While over in the PSL this weekend, Baraka and Dequena, they drew 2-all. Orlando Pirates beat Celtic by a goal to 0, while Ajax and Amazulu drew 2-all. Then staying with football, Chelsea and Liverpool had to settle for a share of the spoils, so they played out to a 1-1 draw in the English Premier League on Saturday. After Mohamed Salah, definitely Liverpool's in-form player at the moment, scored against his former side to put Liverpool ahead, Willian came up with a goal just 5 minutes from time to save Chelsea from missing out on any of the points. In other results, Man United beat Brighton 1-0, Arsenal earned a 1-0 win over Burnley, while Man City, they edged out Huddersfield 2-1. Then finally in Formula One, the 2017 Formula One season came to an end last night as Valtteri Bottas won the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Starting from pole, Bottas held on to take the checkered flag ahead of Mercedes teammate Lewis Hamilton and Ferrari Sebastian Vettel. So the weekend's results see the championship winner Hamilton finishing off the season with 363 points. Second place Vettel finishing on 317. While Bottas, he took third with 305 points. And that's a wrap of your sport for now.
Well, let's take another look at the roads in Gauteng land, Syria. There are reports of protest action on the N14 between Diepsloot and Lanseria. Traffic is slowing down and commuters are asked to avoid the area. Then moving to Pretoria, there's a vehicle on fire that's on the N1 northbound at the Brakfontein interchange. That left shoulder is blocked, so please approach with caution. That's where we leave your traffic for now.
Let's quickly get into your weather and those temperatures once again for your Monday morning. And for the forecast today, warm temperatures can be expected through most parts of the country, as well as some thunder showers expected up in the north. Polokwane begin op 12 grade minimum en 21 later vandag. Mbombela 12-19, Pretoria 13-24, Johannesburg 12-22, Mahikeng begin op 14, dit styg na lekker 28 warm vandag. Klerksdorp op 15-27, Kimberley 17 en 'n maksimum van 30, Bloemfontein 12-28, Richards Bay 14-22, Pietermaritzburg 11-18, Durban 17-21, Mthatha on 9 degrees minimum with a maximum 20, East London 14-20, Cradock 6.5, 26 degrees, Port Elizabeth 13-20, George 12-19, Sutherland 8 minimum with a maximum 26 later on today, Cape Town 15 with a warm 27, Worcester 10-30, Springbok on 15 minimum with the maximum 33, and Uppington a nice and hot day expected, 19 minimum this morning and 35 degrees later on. That's a wrap of your weather for the 7 o'clock bulletin. One more update heading your way just after 8.
Time for us to head to social media this morning. A massive congratulations going out to Demi-Leigh Nel-Peters, who's just been crowned our newest Miss Universe, and we are so proud of her. We wanted to know from you, what are your words of congratulations? Laureen says, congratulations, I'm so happy for her. She deserved it. Makes me proud to be South African. Adelaide says, congrats, she deserves it. Beauty with brains. She represented us well. Sharon says, awesome that Miss SA is the new Miss Universe. Margaret Gardner was the last Miss Universe, and that was in the late 70s. And then let's end it off with Cynthia, who says, congratulations, Miss SA. Now you are Miss Universe. Demi-Leigh Nel-Peters, you made SA proud. Hashtag true inspiration. Indeed, we concur with that. She is a true inspiration.
Wow. Wow, man.
That's something.
Oh man, she is amazing. But all South African women are amazing, so it was logic. Love that. So let's now move on to men's health issues for the month of November. We are doing a Movember-inspired Guess Who and having a lot of fun with it. How good are you at recognizing someone by their moustache? So we've been showing you some pretty familiar faces with some pretty familiar tashes. And obviously we provide you with a couple of clues to make it that much easier. This one, come on.
Yeah, come on. It looks straightforward, you know, but if you didn't know, there's a couple of clues for you as well. So number one, no, this is an American actor. He has appeared in over 100 films, including Jurassic Park, the Star Wars trilogy, and The Avengers. Yeah, look at that, look at that.
So awesome,
then,
man.
He has also voiced several animations, TV series, and video games. And we have one more clue for you, and that is he is ranked as the highest all-time box office star, earning an average of $69 million per film.
He's bankable. If you want your film to make a lot of money, even if it's involving reptiles on a plane, okay?
Wink, wink. He just literally gave it away.
But he's a superstar, and he is the star of our Movember-inspired game of Guess Who this morning. If you think you know who it is, don't Google, just let us know on all of our social media platforms. @Expresso Show is the handle to use, or just throw us in with a hashtag Expresso Show. Who does this moustache belong to?
Well, still to come on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, we're catching up with Dr. Norma French and Bombo, talking about the 16 days of activism, and there is a safety walk that's happening in Khayelitsha. She brings us more details on that. And then the stunning Emma Uester is here from the Warrior Warehouse, and today it's all about leg day. Boom.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Well, it's your Monday morning. Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Time for us to get into some fitness. We have Emma Ewester here from the Warrior Warehouse. Good morning.
Good morning.
And it's all about the special, the legs. It's a leg day, the bums
legs
and the
bum.
legs.
Yes, that's what we're targeting today. I'm going to give you guys 4 basic exercises that you can do at home or when you're traveling. Whatever you need to do, you can go for it. All right, we're
Especially
going
with
to
the
start
holiday
off.
season coming up, a lot of people will be out of their usual
Absolutely.
routine. So
I
this
know.
is perfect. Okay.
Yes, so toes open. You're going to drop into a beautiful little squat, and as you drop down, you're going to just lift one heel up and all the way extend, alternating.
Okay.
Beautiful.
This is called a?
This is a sumo squat with a heel raise, and I love these, and they can act as a warm-up as well. Do about 20 of these, guys.
Okay.
Beautiful.
I love a sumo squat.
Me too. Good for the glutes. Okay, guys, this next one is a little bit tricky because it's all about balance. Use the leg that you feel comfortable on first. Guys, you're going to be on one leg, the other leg extended all the way back, dropping down to the floor. As you come in, knee raise. All the way drop.
Okay.
Knee raise. This one takes some concentration.
A lot of concentration and balance required.
But you literally can't cheat it, which I love. Guys, 15 one leg, 15 other side, and then we're going to move on swiftly. Nice narrow squat as you drop, and then curtsy lunge. Drop into a squat, other side. How we doing?
Ah, it's burning.
Yeah,
it's a good burn, yes.
I love it. Good. Guys, about 20 of these, 3 to 4 sets of everything that we're doing here today. And then we're going to end off with one of my absolute favorites, which is a donkey kickback. You're going to drop down, heel to the roof.
And you just pulse it.
Absolutely. And this targets the glutes really beautifully. 20 aside.
Okay.
I love it. And I love the sun, guys. How crazy is it?
I know. Emma, thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
joining us.
much.
That's a great little power workout. And I love how
Absolutely.
you say you can do it when you're on the go, in a hotel room, maybe if you're visiting family this festive season.
Perfect.
There really is no excuse for you.
Yes, thank you for having me.
How can people get a hold of you guys?
You can find me at Virgin Active Sunnydale, or you can go to the Warrior Warehouse website and you can give me a call, find me on Instagram.
There you go. Well, listen, thank you so much for joining us. That's how we kickstart your Monday morning.
Oh, very motivational Monday indeed. So let's continue on that same trend. It's time for some more Monday motivation, and we're privileged to be joined by a man who has made it his career to motivate people and done it very successfully, likewise in business, to achieve greatness. He's worked with some sporting greats as well, like Chad Leclos, Pia Spes, and has also played a pivotal role in bringing the Lions rugby team out of relegation back in 2013. They are now on fire, definitely one of the informed teams. I'd love to know how that journey came about. And his new book is called Making Sense of Nonsense, something we can all relate to. And it offers practical motivational advice, giving hope in times of despair. And boy, ain't there a lot of that going around in the world at the moment. Welcome once again to Mayan Subrayan. Mayan, thank you so much for joining us. It is a crazy old world that we live in, especially when it comes to sport. We are seeing the psychology of sport play out on a very grand scale where the Springboks are right now. But I was there when the Lions were at the lowest of the low and was lucky enough to have a front row seat as they emerged out of that. You played a pivotal role in that. Talk me through your relationship with the Lions. What team did you find back in 2013?
It's so funny because I caught up with the former CEO and Mani Boyson, and we had a good old laugh because he said, "Mine, remember, things were so bad that the air conditioning wasn't working." And there's all these in a room of 45 guys, smelly,
guys,
hot, typical Johannesburg midday. And that's the guys. That was the first meeting with the Lions, and the reality was that they lost their sponsors. They were in trouble because there's a lot of uncertainty for the future. They didn't know whether they were ever going to get back in, and then the headlines were banging them really, down and out. They're not going to come back. And here I was invited to speak at Coach Johan Ackerman's church in November 2012. So it wasn't like I applied for the position. And after the talk,
Providence.
After the talk, he comes to me and he says, this is where we're at. We need some motivation. Can you help us? And the rest, they say, is history.
And an unbelievable turnaround at that. But I think in the darkest times, there is an opportunity to turn things around. It gives you that golden opportunity, and this kind of ties in, I would imagine, to the name, the Afrikaans title of the Afrikaans edition of the book, which, as you say, is very similar, almost the same book, but obviously slightly different. Tomatiestraat. How did that name come about?
I learned in Afrikaans in school that when an Afrikaner person is in trouble, they say that, "Hey, het in Tomatiestraat beland." So when I started with the Lions, knowing where they were at and stuff, I joked to them, and I surprised them because I spoke to them in Afrikaans. I said, "Guys, You are in Tomati Strat, but don't worry, our Indian people like tomatoes to make curry. So you wait there in Tomato Street. I'm going to come and get you and take a few tomatoes home to make curry.
And what a curry you made. What a curry you made. That team has obviously gone on to amazing things. I'm going to focus on the 3 words that are on the cover of the book: rejection, direction, and resurrection. Why these 3 affirmations?
Personally, for me, this is a quick history, and I shared this with the Lions because what happens is that as a life coach, people obviously get the impression that you're all about success.
Yeah.
And I said, guys, I want to knock that out of the park right away. I'm not here to teach you to succeed. I'm here to teach you how to deal with failure. Because the reality, Graham, in life is that you're going to fail more often than you're going to succeed.
Every day.
Absolutely. But how do you deal with it? Because in a society where the pressure is always on success, you feel like you're let down, you feel even more depressed, knowing that you haven't made it in life, you haven't lived up to the expectations of others. So I'm saying, guys, you know what? From our greatest rejection can come our greatest direction that can lead to our resurrection. Very quickly, I had a business in 2000, sold the business, went to New Zealand on the basis that I'd live off the sale of the business, get there, and the guys that bought the business didn't pay me. And now I'm there with my wife, my 8-month-old daughter, and everything is gone south. So what do? But from that rejection comes the direction where I moved into the speaking, the writing, and the life coaching. Because at the time I was an accountant, a financial broker, and through that rejection came the direction where I am now. 2 things that I hated growing up in Durban was Afrikaans and rugby. And now, and now I'm known as the Indian Boertjie involved in rugby. This is my 3rd Afrikaans book. So again, it's just to encourage people that those times when it seems to be nonsense, allow it to work its way. Look at what is available, the opportunity and the direction. It may not be what you wanted because, my teachers as well, they get shocked. I believe my Afrikaans teacher is rolling in his grave because I was always bunking classes, looking for every excuse to get out of the class. And now I've written my 3rd Afrikaans book.
I absolutely love it. Congratulations, sir. And thank you so much for the influence that you're having as a rugby fan, not just on rugby, but we really love the sound of the book and we've loved connecting with you. Thank you so much for that. You've helped us make sense of nonsense this morning. Make sure you get your hands on either the Afrikaans or English version of this. It sounds like a validating and empowering experience.
Validating and empowering indeed. We're going to continue in that trend because Saturday saw the launch of 16 days of activism, and in light of this, Western Cape Minister of Health Dr. Noma French Mbombo will be leading a safety walk today through the shebeens and streets of Khayelitsha to highlight the work that the government is doing to reduce alcohol consumption and stop alcohol-induced violence in the community. So she's joining us this morning to share more of the details. Dr. Mbombo, so good to have you on the show this morning.
Oh, good morning.
Today we launched the 16 Days of Activism, and there have been so many amazing initiatives since that day. It's been wonderful to see. But do you want to tell us more about the event that's happening in Khayelitsha today?
Today we're walking the streets together with the SAPS, South African Police, with the community, with the interfaith, and everybody can join us. It's a safety spaces initiative where Western Cape government has created more safety pathways. Because we do know that violence not only happens at home, but also happens in the public spaces. Because mostly we hear where women have been raped, where women have been murdered, it's happening on the streets. Yeah. So as part of the alcohol harms reduction game changer, where it's together with the Department of the Premier, Department of Health, Department of Safety, Department of Social Development, Department of Cultural Sports and also with the City of Cape Town and all relevant stakeholders, Western Cape Liquor Board. We identified the issue of shebeens, especially we do know that, especially those that are unlicensed, where there's a lot of underage drinking, and also they operate throughout the night. It's usually during those early mornings where you'll find that people now are going back home, and then they get mugged, and then they get sexually molested. Yeah. So we have identified these kind of interventions. We've put in about 8 cameras, additional to the ones that the city has. And also these are monitored in the city space. And also we have got additional 12 law enforcement officers where they can walk the streets. We have got neighborhood watches who are also there. And also we have got various other stakeholders that participate.
That's wonderful. I love the fact that Shabeens are getting involved as well, and that there's more of a presence now in those areas where these problems seems to be, becoming a massive, scourge on society. But what else is government doing to try and reduce, kind of the situation with regards to violence against women in these communities?
You see, with the issue of alcohol, we do know that the interpersonal violence, especially the conduct crime, and normally is being perpetrated when people are drunk, and we have even conducted the surveys and the research around that. We do know that most of the crime happens at the time in the spaces of the night or early hours of the morning. We do know that in most instances you'll find that it's done by the people who are known by the victims themselves. So that's why for us it's about we have to close the tap elsewhere instead of keeping on mopping the floors. So we are focusing on the major causes in terms of focusing too much on the symptoms. Because it's no use of keep on telling the women how to behave. Yet you'll find that it's the environment that is surrounding them. Because we do know the drivers, for example, that when women are getting education, they are getting skills, and they are getting social support, and then they're getting jobs. At least you know that that provides empowerment to the women. But even then, you'll find that they're still gonna get sexually abused, they're gonna get exposures to the physical violence and all of those. So now we're saying that now it should not only be resting now on the responsibility of women themselves, but it's everybody's business, hence the slogan, count me in. So no one should be left behind. We should be able to assist the women by creating these safe spaces, which we're doing in the Khayelitsha, the Town 2, because the work will be starting from Town 2 Hall, and then also going to the Site C. We have got these initiatives also, we've started them in Paarl East, the area around Chicago. We're also going to do, actually we're already doing it in the Gugulethu, the Nyanga area, and probably we'll also go to the Saldanha area as well.
Well, I love that you are so busy doing incredible work, and I always believe that 16 days should not just be 16 days.
Exactly.
It should be every day, but this is a start, and I am so happy with what government is doing. Thank you so much, Dr. Mbumbo, for being here with us. So that safety walk is happening in Khayelitsha today. If you are in and around that area, please do take part.
Thank you.
Well, we're taking a quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast show, and the holiday season's upon us, but it's all about securing that you plan a budget-friendly holiday.
Absolutely, and with holidays goes dessert, obviously, and we're making a beautiful traditional bread and butter pudding, but we're adding a little spice to it. We'll make it crunchy this morning. So we'll stick around for that after the break. A brilliant recipe.
Ever wanted to visit a snowy winter wonderland or relax on a tropical beach? You can visit your ideal destination when you win one of 21 dream holidays every week from the 2nd of October until the 15th of December with hashtag BP Fuel My Festive. To enter, visit a BP fuel station and swipe your Avios card when you spend 400 Rand or more. Get your Avios card for free at BP, activate your card, and you could win big with hashtag BP Fuel My Festive.
Welcome back to it. It's your Feel Good Breakfast Show Expresso right here on SABC3. Right now, it's time to quickly unpack all of the exciting technology news that you need to know about this week with our resident tech expert, Brian Smith. Brian, lovely to have you, man. Welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Yeah, very interesting stories. I think we'll kick off with an interesting one at that. Political news from Facebook, where a developer has managed to create a chatbot serving as a public representative on Twitter. What on earth?
So I think this is particularly fascinating in that hopefully as South Africans will be aware the duty of politicians or public representatives is to be accountable to their constituents, their people. And arguably email and social media has made it far easier for people to reach their public representatives, though conversely, if you're a public representative, trying to keep a track of sentiment must be more difficult. So a team of developers in New Zealand have created what's called SAM, which is an AI chatbot on Facebook Messenger, which New Zealand citizens can chat to online and register their public sentiment that'll filter back to politicians. SAM at the moment has no political status, so to speak, but it could be a really fascinating way for constituents to speak with their representatives.
Yeah, I mean, what do you see as the future of this? I mean, artificial intelligence, something like this chatbot going into maybe, could it be named as an actual politician one day?
I doubt it, but I think the really significant advent out of this is that it's a really fast way to canvass political opinion without receiving emails or going to polls.
Yeah.
So it's a really quick way for politicians to get on the ground and see what their public is saying.
That's very, very interesting. So you just connect with Sam on Twitter.
On Facebook Messenger.
On Facebook, yeah. Very, very cool. Okay, now moving to some other interesting news in terms of human studies, where scientists are able to kind of alter your taste in music or the subjects that they've tested by rewiring a certain part of the brain.
This is really fascinating. It's the result of a study done by a team of researchers and a group of participants involving what's called transcranial magnetic stimulation. And to break down some very heavy jargon, that's essentially targeting specific circuits in the brain that deal with reward. For example, if you've had a good workout, you're with someone you love, you're listening to a song you like, you typically have a rush of a chemical called dopamine in your system. And what these researchers have managed to do is introduce participants to a new genre of music and then give a sense of reward to heighten their appreciation of that new genre of music. So what's interesting about this is that it's potentially indicating that our taste in music is reflective over our experiences over time.
That is very, very interesting. I can only imagine where this will go in the future. I mean, does this mean that our personal taste in certain things like music is not as deep as we thought?
It could well mean, on the other sense, it could actually mean our taste in music has deeper connotations than we might realize, because perhaps it connects with some incident that's happened in our life, positive or negative, that shapes our experience with that genre of music.
Very cool, man, very cool. And lastly, Oumuamua, that massive asteroid from deep space that made a swing by our solar system, currently within our solar system still, but scientists plan to actually catch it and study it?
So this is perhaps a race against time, in that scientists have a limited window before Oumuamua leaves our solar system in entirety. And obviously this represents a fascinating window of study because it's an object from beyond the confines of our solar system. So a group of scientists have grouped together under an initiative called Project Lyra, and their mission is to build and deploy a satellite and hopefully catch this asteroid, land on it and study it before it can depart our solar system.
So they've got a limited window of time now, so they need to move fast though.
It's going to have to be a quick endeavor, and the result, if they can do it, will hopefully mean we'll have a greater understanding of what lies just beyond our solar system in space.
That is fascinating stuff indeed. Brian, thank you very much for bringing us up to speed. Man, oh man, you can let us know if you have any opinion on any of those stories. You can connect with us on our social media feeds, #Expresso Show. But as always, if you want your daily tech roundup, bandwidthblog.com, that's where it's at.
Just when you thought Black Friday was over, dun dun dun, and you didn't get your deal, well, don't worry. I'm joined this morning by Odette Falling from Travel Start, who is here to share some incredible international flight deals at massively reduced rates. So if you're still in search of a holiday destination for our December break, and who isn't, come on, then now is your chance to secure your dream holiday. It's a Cyber Monday. Odette, welcome. You survived Black Friday.
We did indeed, yes. It was a great day for us, so awesome.
And well done. You guys really did get it. I think a lot of people missed the point with it, but your savings were incredible, so congratulations on that. What's on the cards for Cyber Monday, because the deals keep coming?
Yes, so a lot of our deals are sold out already. Like, we had flights to Mauritius from $299.
It's ridiculous.
But we thought we'll look for Cyber Monday, but where South Africans really want to go and where could be interesting destinations that we could possibly lead them to. So we've got flights to Portugal for less than 5,000 Rand. We've got flights to Dubai for 4,999. We've got flights to Thailand, which is always a favorite destination, from 4,999. And then we've got flights to Africa, Harare. I know that's also a big destination for South Africa, for South Africans to go to, from 2,400 Rand. So, yes, like you said, if you don't have your travel booked yet, do come to Travel
I like
today.
the fact that you're also inspiring people to maybe look at other, slightly different destinations. But we know that South Africans, we love what we love. And there are certain destinations that we really do focus on. How did you come about selecting the destinations when you focus on these deals?
So Mauritius and Thailand is always a no-brainer for us because, like you said, South Africans like going to the same places.
I mean, but look at it though, come on.
Exactly, and it is amazing family destinations to go to as well. So we always try and, sort of have deals to the places where people like to go to. Portugal was a bit of a new one, purely because we see this as an up-and-coming destinations for a lot of South Africans to go to. It won't break the bank, although it's a European city. It's an amazing cultural experience, amazing foodie experience, and amazing beach experience as well. So yes, that's how we came about for Portugal. Dubai is another one that is a very, very big international family-focused hub these days. They've just opened the Dubai Parks, which is basically like a Disney World on steroids. And there's obviously incredible shopping.
Yeah.
And it's also, we've got direct flights from Cape Town for less than 5,000 Rand. So it will really not
Well, it actually makes it possible to have a holiday at these places. And I like the fact that Dubai isn't just a crossover destination anymore. It's now actually becoming a holiday of choice.
No, it's like a Disney World for children, really, or for adults.
For adults, yeah. I mean, and it's also a marvel to see. So, I think one of the biggest issues we have is currencies. I mean, often, you plan a holiday, you get your budget down, and then the currency changes, and you take that knock. How would you suggest we economize and approach that side of travel?
So that happened last year, if a lot of South Africans can remember, and we are a little bit worried about the elections happening in, I think, a week's time or so, that it's going to happen again, that the Rand is going to take a nosedive. So we recommend our customers right now to purchase a multi-currency card. Right now, Nedbank is giving away their multi-currency cards for free. So you can go to any Nedbank Forex branch, or you can visit the Nedbank website and apply for your multi-currency card. And this will ensure that your currency is fixed.
And you don't have to be a Nedbank account holder to be able to do that as well.
No, anybody can get it.
And as a nice added spin, just to get into the festive spirit, you guys have combined with Nedbank for something very special.
Yes, so we've got a competition going with Nedbank. So everybody that gets a Nedbank currency card in the next 4 weeks will be eligible to win a travel prize with Travel Start for 10,000 Rand.
Whoa.
And then Nedbank is also giving away a grand prize of 50,000 Rand for anybody that applied for a Nedbank currency card in the next 4 weeks.
So if you are going to be traveling internationally, you want to lock your currency down, get that card, but I would suggest you hit Travel Start right now and take a look at some of the incredible Cyber Monday deals that are going out there, because they are going very, very fast. Adele, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You really are opening the world to, I think, a lot of people that wouldn't be able to get to these incredible destinations. So go and secure your dream holiday today, because you are not going to beat these prices. I can promise you that anywhere else. Simply visit travelstart.co.za for all the details and make that dream holiday a reality. And remember, when you take up and use the Nedbank travel card, you also stand a chance of winning one of those 10,000 Rand vouchers in Travel Start, or courtesy of Travel Start, and of course that incredible grand prize of a trip to anywhere pretty much in the world worth 50,000 Rand. So make it happen. And you can find out all of those terms and conditions and more information on our website, expressoshow.com.
Well, right now we're making some dessert happen on your Feel Good Breakfast Show, because you know what, it's month end, maybe, looking after the finances, trying to stretch it, but this is a great way to really have something brilliant on a budget, which is great. Bread and butter pudding, it's a classic, but we're zhuzhing it up a little bit. We're adding some crunch in terms of jungle muesli, nuts and raisins this morning, and Claire's the one that's going to show us exactly how to make it.
Good morning.
Lovely to have you. Bread and butter pudding, one of my favorites. You can't go wrong with it.
I'm glad you like it. I don't particularly like it, so I love the fact that we've got the jungle oats crunch here, because it adds a
How
different
can you
texture.
not like bread and butter pudding?
It's one of my favourite desserts. So I love the fact that we're kind of like pimping the pud and adding a little different element to it.
Pimping the pud.
Pimping the pud. So I've got normal bread, white bread that I've buttered, obviously. Bread
This
and
is
butter
great,
pudding.
like if you have bread kind of left over, which you're not normally going to use, you can actually put it in the pudding.
Absolutely, and what you can do is you can use croissants or any leftover, maybe Chelsea buns or anything like that.
Okay.
So I've just done my first layer here, and over here I'm going to take my eggs.
All right.
And then I crack
And
my
it's,
egg.
I mean, as far as I understand, bread and butter pudding, it's like really easy.
Very
and
easy,
it's
quick and
made
easy.
with things that you have in your cupboard, which is great.
Absolutely. And I love the fact that we can use stale bread, which is nice. It
That's
doesn't
it.
have to be perfectly fresh, which is nice. Always important to, not waste, like
That's
you
it.
say. Budget meals.
Don't
always
want to
nice.
waste, exactly.
So I just got my eggs and I'm whipping over here. And I'm going to add some vanilla extract.
Brilliant. Let me do the
Mix.
whisking part for
A
you.
little bit of sugar.
All right.
And then I've got cinnamon and nutmeg. So those beautiful
Yes.
spicy flavors. Almost Christmas
You
time.
see those Christmas flavors coming out.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to whisk. You're going to use
Okay,
some elderberries. So in here we've got some heated cream and milk. It's really important to, before boiling point, just a scalding and make sure it's not
Yeah.
too hot when you add it to your eggs so you don't make scrambled eggs.
Yes, we don't want scrambled eggs. The keyword is jungle. SMS that to 33728 to get your hands on our crunchy bread and butter pudding recipe. So
you
this
can
goes in
add-
here
yes.
slowly.
While I'm mixing, you mix it. You add, there we go. Mix, there we go.
There we go.
Perfect, and you're basically halfway done. So
You're basically halfway done.
So this is basically a custard mixture. If you have to heat this up, you get this beautiful creme glaze.
Yes,
Custard,
yes.
which is amazing with all those different flavors. And what we're going to do now is we're going to pull
Sure,
this
that is
over.
very easy.
I'm going to do half of that.
Okay.
And then what I'm going to do
Soak it up
is
nicely.
It's going to soak up. I'm going to add my beautiful Jungle Oats Crunch muesli, nuts and
Nice.
raisins. We've got some coconut, we've got sunflower seeds, almonds,
That's
some
it.
cashews.
And a bit of goodness to your dessert as well. High in fiber, low in sodium.
And then I'm going to add my
Good
last
energy, yeah.
layer over there. Get nice.
You see how simple this is? This is great. The keyword is jungle. SMS that to 33728. That's jungle to 33728 for our crunchy bread and butter pudding. We're finishing off this guy while Claire puts on the last little bit of liquid. Here, they look at those steps once again.
To make the crunchy bread and butter pudding, you'll need jungle muesli nuts and raisins, bread, nutmeg, cinnamon, vanilla, caster sugar, eggs, milk, cream, raisins, and butter. Butter the bread and cut across to form triangles. Place into a greased oven dish. Sprinkle with raisins and jungle muesli nuts and raisins. Mix eggs, sugar, nutmeg, cinnamon, and vanilla. Whisk to combine. Gently heat the milk and cream. Pour into mixture and mix to make a custard. Pour the custard over the bread and bake until custard is set and the bread is golden brown. For the full recipe, visit the Expresso Morning Show Facebook page or log on to expressoshow.com. You can also SMS the keyword jungle to 33728 to receive the shopping list on your phone. Just click on the link provided to view the recipe. SMSs cost R1.50, no free SMSs, and T's and C's apply.
And there you have it, a quick and easy dessert that's easy on the wallet as well. The keyword is jungle. SMS that to 33728. Claire, thank you very much. So you put on everything, another sprinkle of your jungle oats muesli, and that goes into the oven?
Yes, I'm topping with a little bit of extra raisins just to give it a couple of extra little nuggets of goodness.
Yep.
We're going to pop that in the oven, bake that till it's nice and crispy, and our egg custard is soaked into our bread, and we've got a nice little caramelization on the top. I've made a little individual one over here, and this is what's really nice about bread and pudding. You can do little mini ones. It's a little bit fancy
You see, no?
for a
You see, no?
dessert, so or a big one for the family and just eat it all.
But we want to
week
be
long.
fancier with the festive season. Come on, the keyword is jungle once again to 33728. You can check it out on our website as well. That's expressoshow.com. A pudding on a budget, bread and butter with a bit of a crunch. Thank you, Claire.
Pleasure.
It's kept South Africans going longer and stronger for almost 100 years.
Well, you know how Zola says, more butter, more better.
Yes.
We're about to take a quick break on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Time for us to reveal the second consumer contestants for Tropica Island of Treasure Season 8. That's coming up after the break.
And then very exciting, we meet grand illusionist Darcy Oak on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Don't move a muscle. It's going to be amazing.
Get a taste of the smooth life and win when you buy Tropica. Follow the entry details on your Tropica bottle and stand a chance to win daily airtime prizes, weekly giveaways of Fujifilm Instax cameras, Daniel Klein His and Hers watches or travel vouchers. You could also win the grand prize of a trip for two to the Maldives and stay at the luxurious Adoran Resorts. Visit tropica.co.za for info and T's and C's.
Away massacre. Al die mensen van Zuid-Afrika. Luister naar die liedje van Jack de Priester. Met Dr. Victor. Kom ons boven hier uit Rimboe.
2, 1, 2. Want ons dans so lekker. Want ons eet so lekker. En ons speel so lekker. Want ons is so lekker. Want ons dans so lekker in Suid-Afrika. En ons eet so lekker in Suid-Afrika.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso right here on SABC3. As promised earlier this morning, let's get into your international entertainment news. Leanne?
Very exciting. Before we chat about what I know we all want to chat about, let's quickly catch up with what's happening with the Harts. Now, last week, we reported on how Kevin and Iniko Hart welcomed their first child together into the world, and we can finally show you the first pictures of the little one. So, taking to Instagram, Iniko shared this photo of her cuddling little Kenzo. And while Kevin gave us a closer look at him holding his son too, absolutely gorgeous. The most adorable photo of all, though, has to be Kenzo's face. I mean, can any heart resist those cheeks? Absolutely amazing.
A head full of hair, how
I
adorable.
I know. I think he's going to look like his mama. Hey?
Very cute, man. Congratulations to the Hearts.
Congratulations to the Hearts. But let's keep in that congratulatory mood, because bring out the tiara, because there is a brand new Miss Universe in the house. None other than our very own Demi Lee now Peters.
Yes, Demi Lee.
Let us take a look at that very historic moment.
South Africa!
Take your first walk as Miss Universe.
Of course, the last time we won a Miss South Africa crown was way back in 1978 with Margaret Gardner.
Wow.
But we're very happy, and I'm very happy that he did not mess up this time.
I'm surprised they allowed Steve Harvey to host again this year.
Of course, we were all
It's
watching
Steve
it
Harvey,
because
man.
last year of what happened. So this year, I'm sure they had record numbers of people
Yeah.
watching, and of course, because Miss South Africa is from
But that moment,
Demi Lee.
take your first walk as Miss Universe.
what a
Jeez,
moment.
goosebumps,
Oh, my
eh? Well
goodness.
done, Demi Lee. Well done.
Congratulations, Demi Lee. Now, Peters, we are all very, very proud of you. Well, of course, we still have a lot coming up for you right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Yeah, and coming up for you in the best of entertainment, we know that Tropica went in search of South Africa to find the 7 very lucky contestants who would be heading off to the Maldives to become instant TV stars in the Tropica Island of Treasure in the Maldives. So each week we've been announcing the Tropica consumer contestant that is going to make it to that final showdown to be paired with a celebrity contestant, and of course possibly win their share of 1 million rand in the process. So let's reveal this week's contestant. It is Lizanne Lazarus, all the way from KZN.
Consumer contestant Lizanne will be competing for the shared 1 million rand in Tropica Island of Treasure, Maldives.
Hi, my name is Lizanne Lazarus. I'm 21 years old and I'm actually a final year broadcast student at DUT. I'm super funky, love life, confident, and I'm so excited to be on this season, season 8 of Tropica Island of Treasure in the Maldives. So a major part of my life is obviously my pageants. So participating in pageants means there's a huge factor, which is bikini round. And now in order for me to participate in that, I kind of have to have a good bikini body. So I try and bust the gym every single day, either before work or in the evenings after work. And then I have a good, nice, healthy, balanced diet. For me, the most important people in my life would definitely be my parents. They keep me grounded and they remind me of who I am on a daily basis. I think the thing I'm looking forward to the most would definitely be the challenges. I'm the type of person, I like a challenge, I like to tackle them head on. Growing up, I did a lot of sport because of a challenge, and I'm just ready. I'm ready to compete and I'm ready to see how far I can go. If I had to win my share of the R1,000,000, I would definitely spend it on putting it away to get myself an apartment. You know, need to move away from the parents, need to grow up a bit. I'll definitely travel. And I think the thing that is motivating me the most is to give a portion to my non-profit organization. And that's where my heart is, and that's ultimately the main reason for doing this. I cannot wait for this smooth adventure.
Tell us which celebrity you think Lizanne would make a good teammate with using hashtag #TIOT8. Stay tuned for more consumer reveals and who will be part of the exciting series commencing in February 2018 on SABC3. The stage is yours.
Oh, she looks like a fierce competitor and ready for the beach, Lizanne. All the best of luck. Please, guys, remember to tell us which celebrity you think she should be partnered with. Likewise, all of our consumer contestants that we reveal. Hashtag #TIOT8, a great hashtag to follow to keep up on all of the news. And remember, you can also be a winner and start living that smooth life just by buying yourself a bottle of Tropica. I'm talking about prizes like a Daniel Klein watch, airtime, Fujifilm Instax, and of course that big grand prize of a trip to the Maldives, staying at the uber luxurious Adoran resorts. I've been to the Maldives. It is unforgettable. You want to get yourself there, but you've only got 4 days to do it. The competition closes on the 30th of November, so go buy yourself a bottle of Tropica, follow the entering details on that bottle, and hopefully we'll be sending you off to live the smooth life. But you can get all the terms and conditions and information at tropica.co.za.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you are sitting comfortably and wide awake after your morning coffee, because you're about to be treated to a once-in-a-lifetime experience right here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Now, joining us this morning is international grand illusionist Darcy Oak. Now, you may have seen him perform on Britain's Got Talent, where he completely stunned the judges with his incredible sleight of hand. Now, the video of that performance has racked up more than 88 million views on YouTube. Now, Darcy is currently touring the country or the world with his magic, and in February next year, he will be performing right here in South Africa. But we have a moment with him on your Feel Good Breakfast Show this morning. Darcy, my man, welcome.
Appreciate it.
Dude, you can hear the excitement.
Oh, it's great. I love it here.
Look, man, I don't know what to expect, so you're going to perform a little a trick for us here.
Exactly.
Before we chat about your world tour, the Illusionists.
Exactly. So we'll show something really quick here.
Okay.
This is a normal deck of cards.
Yeah,
They're all different. It doesn't... I'm not even gonna get you to pick one. We'll just use the top one here, the Queen of Hearts. I'm gonna give you the marker.
Okay.
I want you just to I'll hold it for you. Just scribble on it, write your name on it, whatever.
Okay, I'll
so you can recognize it later.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Looks good.
Yes.
Nice shot of that.
Okay. It's very slight. Maybe I must make it thicker. Hang on.
Sure.
Hang on. Let's make it a little bit. I'll scribble on it a little bit more, just so people know that it's there. It's
There
my
you
card.
go.
Yes.
So there's obviously
There we
you haven't signed more than one of these cards. It's the only one,
That's
right?
the only one.
Only one like it in the world, you could say.
Yeah, pretty much, man.
All right, watch closely. We'll do this very slowly. We'll take your card that you signed. We're gonna fold it up just into a little square like that. Now just hold your hand out.
Okay.
We'll put it inside your hand. Close your hand up. Flip it over. Don't let me get to it.
Okay.
Death grip on that.
You are not getting to it. Right.
Check this out. I'll take the marker.
There's the marker.
I'm gonna do the same thing with the next card here, the Ace of Spades. I'll add some scribbles of my own. There you go.
Right.
Show that there. So you've got your Queen of Hearts signed by you.
And it's not going anywhere.
My Ace of Spades. Watch closely. I'm gonna do the exact same thing. We fold it up into a square.
Right.
Watch. I'll do the same thing. Goes in the hand. Close it up. Watch. Fist bump. You feel it happen?
I still have my card in my hand, dude.
It's done. Check it out.
No,
Look.
no, don't lie.
Look. See, I now have.
No,
your
no,
Queen of
dude,
Hearts
come on.
signed by you.
Are you kidding me? You are kidding me.
There it is.
What just happened?
Magic.
What? I feel robbed, dude. But this is not
And
fair.
I have your wallet.
No,
I'm
come on. I don't have any words, dude. This is crazy. This is absolutely nuts, man. So this is what people can expect. You coming down next year, February, you're going to be here in Cape Town as well.
Can't wait, yeah.
Which is going to be pretty cool, man. Tell us a bit more about the Illusionists.
So the show, actually, it's the only one like it in the world, and it's 8 people, the best of the best. And it's 8 different magicians, illusionists that all specialize in a different genre of the craft. So we have one guy that's the mind reader. So he reads people's minds in the audience. We have another guy who does death-defying escapes. I'm doing the grand illusions.
Yeah.
And it's really 8 people that have their own standalone shows that are all coming together and doing their best bits together in one show.
That must be magic.
It's amazing.
It must be magic. Listen, we're going to chat about your show, The Grand Illusion, but just get that card back quickly.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna try and reverse this quickly. All right, so just put it back in your hand.
Okay.
Okay. That's back. It's back.
It only works when I do it.
It's
It only
not
works when I do
it. Is my hand
That's a
supposed to be
lifetime of
tingling or
practice
something?
right there.
What is going on? Darcy Oak, he's with us. Stick around for another performance in just a bit.
Well, it's time for the BP Fuel, my festive campaign that will be running until the 15th of December. You still look shocked.
That was just so cool. That's just so cool. Darcy, you're a legend, bro.
Well, I'll tell you other things that are also quite cool is every week 21 winners will be awarded 300,000 Avios points to create their dream holiday. Now, along with this campaign, BP, Avios and Loot.co.za, they're giving away fabulous prizes right here on your Feel Good Breakfast show. And to be eligible, you have to spend 400 Rand or more when filling up at a BP and swipe your activated Avios card, and then you'll automatically be entered into both giveaways. Now, we have 7 boxes here that spell out Expresso, and each of these will contain a very exciting prize.
Yeah, well, actually a selection of prizes. So let's run you through some of those prizes. We've got loads of Avios points, going up to even 100,000 Avios points in one of these boxes. We've got a Scan Pan IQ frying pan worth 2,391 Rand. But if you get onto Loot today, that's loot.co.za, you can get it for just over 2,000 Rand, a great deal. Then I reviewed it on Friday, the Micro Garden Indoor Herb Garden, which is a marvel of modern technology and someone with green fingers, absolutely awesome to have in your house. It's available at Loot right now for just over 1,000 Rand, great deal, but we'll give you one for free this morning. Just some of the incredible products that are available at loot.co.za. So just go and check them out for some great deals. But
cool. So
we're
we'll
going to
pop these in here.
I'm just going to reverse those even. Boom, 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 boom. Close them up, and hopefully we'll be calling you a little bit later in the show. But if you can get onto our website, expressoshow.com, to get all of the details. Get swiping right now. Hopefully we'll be giving you a prize this morning.
All right, well, we're going to be taking a very, very quick ad break. When we come back, we are back with Grand Illusionist Dark...
No,
I am still Darcy Oak, I'm still mind blown. It is just ridiculous. Darcy Oak is in our studio. He's performed a magical trick. He's going to do another one for you literally just in a couple of minutes. And then we also have Jack the Priester with us. Look at his brand new album. It's all yellow. You can't miss it. It's called 15 Yard. That's how long he's been in the industry. He's going to be performing for us after the break. Stick around.
Away massacre.
1, 2.
Al die mensen van Zuid-Afrika. Luister naar die liedje van Jack de Priester. Met Dr. Victor. Kom ons boven weer hierin, boer.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Aha.
Want ons dans so lekker. Want ons eet so lekker. En ons speel so lekker. Want ons is so lekker.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso right here on SABC3. Now, we're hanging out this morning with grand illusionist Darcy Oak, and he's here because of something very, very big coming to South Africa in February 2018. Check this out quickly. Wow. Wow, wow, wow.
Darcy Oak, brother. I've seen the show.
That's a good video. It's a good video,
Yeah.
man. Listen, welcome once again to our Feel Good Breakfast Show. Lovely to have you in South Africa. So this is your first time, eh?
No, I've been here before,
You've
actually.
been here before?
Yeah, we were here last year, shot a TV pilot, and I fell in love with it here. It's
Nice.
It's amazing, yeah.
Lovely. So basically, The Illusionist, that's the big show that you're bringing to South Africa, currently
Yeah.
world touring as well with it. What can people expect? I know we spoke about it briefly, but for those who just tune in.
There's literally something in this show for everyone. There's it covers all aspects of the art form of magic. There's 7 of the best illusionists in the world, and they all specialize in a different area. So, you know, we have an escape artist, grand illusionist. There's something for everybody. It's really, really exciting.
Now, you perform on stages, huge stages with massive setups, and there's a lot going into these performances. But do you still get time to do some street magic, you know, getting out there in the public?
Yeah, I mean, it's all part of the craft. And the amazing thing about that is you're direct one-on-one with people, like what we did earlier.
Yeah.
So you can see the reaction on their faces, whereas from the stage, you can hear it and you can feel it, but it's not necessarily like you can't see the people reacting. And there's something unique about doing the close-up style stuff.
How long have you been doing magic now?
Pretty much my entire life. I started when I was a kid, about 7 or 8 years old, and I just never looked back.
Yeah.
It's a funny story, actually. My dad was just playing around with a deck of cards, and he's
yeah?
like, here, take one. So I pulled one out, looked at it, put it back in the pack. He mixed them up, said he was going to find my card, reached in, pulled one out, flipped it over, and it was mine. Blew my mind. Like, my dad knows zero magic. Wouldn't tell me how it was done. And then a month later, I found out it was a complete accident. It was a 1 in 52 chance that the trick worked out.
Yeah.
And it just started me on this path.
How is that? But
Yeah.
clearly you have a talent for this, man. And, you know, I'm led to believe that magic is real, looking at what you're doing, just based on what I experienced a little bit earlier on. Is there anything else that you can quickly show me?
Yeah, absolutely. So my wallet's been sitting here
Yeah.
since we started. I haven't touched it.
I noticed it. I wanted to, actually, because it's actually messing up our table.
Oh, my bad.
But
Sorry.
yeah.
But there is one card inside my wallet. I
Okay.
took out from a deck, I folded it up, and I put it inside my wallet. So there's one
Right.
individual card inside my wallet. It's not a joker, I'll tell you that, but
Okay,
it's just
thank
one.
goodness.
I want you to think of one.
Okay.
But to throw you off a little bit, most people, when you ask them to think of a card, will either say the Queen of Hearts or the Ace of
Yeah.
Spades. They'll go with something
Okay.
recognizable. So you can think of one of those, but I'm just
Yeah.
letting you know
Okay.
that's what most people think of.
Okay, so I will go with the... Okay, I've got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
What card are you thinking of?
The 3 of diamonds.
The 3 of diamonds. Now,
Yeah.
nobody's come close to this. Nobody's touched it. There's obviously not somebody in here or anything like that. It's just my wallet, right?
Yeah.
And what card did you say?
3 of diamonds.
3 of diamonds. Look, hands are empty. Look, one card.
If this is...
Inside. What card was it?
The 3 of diamonds.
3 of diamonds.
What?
right there.
Come on, man.
Good look at that.
I didn't even see you.
There you
now.
go.
And was there a chance of that trick not working out?
You never know. That's the one you're going to be thinking of on the way home. What if I thought of a different
What if I thought
card?
of a different card, man? I was going to go with the 7 of spades, but I don't know.
Well,
That is
wait till
crazy,
next
man.
time.
Listen, very, very nice to have you in our studio. The Illusionist, it kicks off next year, February, the 7th of February here at Grand West. Just quickly a roundup, some of the other magicians, you know, why should people go and see this?
Because you'll literally never see all of these magicians together in one show like this. Everyone has their own individual show, standalone tours and performances, and we've all come together with our best material to do in South Africa, so it's really exciting.
Well, you have most definitely become a fan favorite, my friend. Thank you
Thank
very
you
much,
for having
Darcy.
me. Appreciate it.
Really, really appreciate it. So you can catch The Illusionist at Grand Western next year. That's the 7th of February. Best you get your tickets right now. And then you can also catch it at the Teatro at Monte Cassino from the 14th of February. So we've got plenty of time ahead to go book those tickets, but this is definitely one show you do not want to miss.
I think you and I are sharing the same experience here. Everything's just gone. That is just amazing. He is an absolute legend, man. Darcy, you've just blown my mind, brother. Thank you so much for that. Now, I think, and I'm sorry to mention Black Friday again. I know we've all had our fill, but I think in the craziness that ensued on Friday, a lot of money changing hands, a lot of people maybe needing to extend their daily withdrawal limits, which would normally be quite an arduous task. You'd have to go into a bank, sign forms, have it re-signed, take it back. But thanks to Nedbank's new Money app, and I hope all of you did that within reason though, please, okay? Spend responsibly. But I've discovered with the new Nedbank Money app, you can change your daily limits amongst a whole host of other functions, even like blocking and releasing a card if you've maybe misplaced it and you think you've lost it, but you then again find it again. You don't have to cancel that whole card. Absolutely amazing stuff. And all of this can be done without having to call a call center or actually go into a bank where you can pay rent, you can make transfer, order new cards, buy airtime, even electricity. It's been a game changer for me. It really has.
You can do everything on the app. Now, with the launch of this epic new app, we also have a 1,000 Rand loot.co.za voucher to give away every day. So what you need to do is you need to download the new Nedbank Money app in your preferred app store, and then you log in with your details and you post a screenshot of that welcome page on the Expresso Facebook competition post, and the competition will close on December the 4th, and those T's and C's can be found on our website. That's expressoshow.com.
As I say in Jamaica, Nedbank, man, Nedbank.
Send money to your friends, quick and easy. Simply choose the person from your contacts, enter the amount, and that's it. Download the new Nedbank Money app today and manage your money like never before.
In die nasionale nuus, die Suid-Afrikaanse Inkomstediens het teen verlede Vrydag met die verstryking van nie voorlopige belastingbetalers se spertyd 18.5 biljoen rand aan 2.22 miljoen belastingbetalers uitbetaal. Dit verteenwoordig 'n toename van 26% in vergelyking met verlede jaar, het die SAID gister in 'n verklaring bekend gemaak. Die SAID sê 93.63% van alle belastingopgawes is binne 24 uur verwerk en 'n totaal van 91.89% van belastingbetalers kan hulle gereed maak om binne 72 uur 'n terugbetaling te ontvang. Michael Sachs, wat onlangs as adjunkt hoof van die begroting in die nasionale tesourie bedank het, is as lid van 'n span aangestel wat die Gautengse Departement van Gesondheid gaan bystaan om na vele krisisse, soos onder meer die Life Sedimeni tragedie, weer tot verhaal te kom. 'n Aankondiging in die verband is gister gedoen en in Noordwes-provinsie het die Departement van Gesondheid gister 5 amptenare geskort oor bedrogpleging in die Klerksdorp se Chepong Hospitaal ten bedrag van 1.2 miljoen rand. Hulle beweerde kriminele bedrywighede is ook aan die Suid-Afrikaanse Polisiediens op Klerksdorp gerapporteer. Op die internasionale front, Saudi-Arabië se invloedryke kroonprins Mohammed bin Salman het gister gesê die aanval op 'n Egiptiese moskee waarin 305 mense die lewe gelaat het, sal die hand van 'n islamitiese militêre koalisie geweldig sterk wat die bestryding van terrorisme en ekstremisme ten doel het. Ondertussen het Egipte se president Abdel Fattah al-Sisi plegtig onderneem om met alle mag tot sy beskikking terug te slaan na die aanval Vrydag op die moskee. 30 kinders is ook gedood. Amptenare sê die sowat 30 aanvallers het 'n vlag van die Islamitiese staat vertoon. En dan ten slotte die 5de Afrika-Unie, Europese Unie spitsberaad wat van dese week in Abidjan in die Goudkus plaasvind, sal deur meer as 60 EU en Afrika leiers en 'n totaal van 90 afgevaardigdes bygewoon word. Leiers sal onder meer die toekoms van die EU en Afrika bespreek en sterk fokus op belegging in die jeug plaas. Laasversmelde is van enorme belang vir Afrika en die EU aangesien 60% van Afrika se bevolking onder die ouderdom van 25 jaar is. President Jacob Zuma sal ook die spitsberaad bywoon. Well, that was your 8 o'clock news update. Here's Graham with the sport.
Showing a much improved performance, we kick off with rugby and the Springboks claiming their second win of the year-end European tour on Saturday after a convincing 35-6 win over Italy. Following on from their narrow 18-17 win over France last weekend, the Boks scored 5 unanswered tries on Saturday to see out their biggest ever win against Italy. In other results coming out of the weekend, France, they drew 23-all with Japan, surprisingly enough. New Zealand earned a 33-18 win over Wales, while the big shocks, Scotland trashed Australia 53 points to 24. Then on to football, Congolese side TP Mazembe were crowned CAF Confederations Cup champions on Saturday after playing out to a goalless draw with SuperSport United in Pretoria. SuperSport were unable to turn around that 2-1 loss from the first leg, and that saw Mazembe claim their second successive Confed title. Well, over in the PSL this weekend, locally, Baroka and Dequena, they drew 2 apiece. Orlando Pirates beat Celtic by a 1-0, while Ajax and Amazulu drew 2-all. And staying with the beautiful game, Chelsea and Liverpool had to settle for a share of the spoils as they played out to a 1-1 draw in the English Premier League on Saturday. After the in-form Mohamed Salah scored against his former side to put Liverpool ahead, Willian came up with a goal just 5 minutes from time to save Chelsea from missing out on that valuable point. In other results, Man United beat Brighton 1-0. Arsenal earned a 1-0 win over Burnley, while Man City, they edged Huddersfield, the Giant Slayers, 2-1. And then wrapping up the Formula One season, the 2017 season came to an end last night as Valtteri Bottas won the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Starting from pole, Bottas held on to take the checkered flag ahead of his Mercedes teammate Lewis Hamilton and Ferrari's Sebastian Vettel making up the podium. So this weekend's result sees our championship winner Hamilton finishing the season with 363 points. Second place Vettel finishing on 317, while Bottas, capping off a great season, took third with 305 points. And that's a wrap of your sport for this morning.
Let's quickly take a last look at your weather and those temperatures on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for your Monday morning. It's a beautiful day down in the Mother City, but it looks like warm highs can be expected for most parts of the country, with a couple of thunder showers expected up north as well. Jou temperature op Polokwane begin op 12 grade minimum met 'n maximum 21, Mbombela op 12 grade minimum en 'n maximum van 19, Pretoria 13-24, Johannesburg 12-22, Mahikeng 14-28, Klerksdorp 15-27, Kimberley 17-30, Bloemfontein begin op 12, dit styg na 28, Richards Bay on 14, reaching high of 22, Pietermaritzburg 11-18, Durban 17-21, Mthatha on a 9 degrees minimum with the maximum 20, East London 14-20, Cradock 6 and a high of 26, Port Elizabeth 13-20, George 12-19, Sutherland starting off on 8 degrees minimum with the maximum 26, Cape Town 15-27, Worcester 10-30, Springbok 15 with the maximum 33, Uppington on a 19 and a nice and hot maximum of 35 degrees later on. That's a wrap of your weather on your Feel Good Breakfast Show for your Monday morning.
Well, it's time for us to find out who our mystery moustache belongs to. If you've watched iconic movies like Snakes on a Plane, Jurassic Park, Star Wars, and Avengers, you would have gotten it right, and everybody certainly did. We're talking about none other than the legendary Samuel L. Jackson. So if you got that right, well done on playing our mystery moustache game.
All right, back in studio with a lovely Yuck the Priester. And I call you lovely because you've got a lovely album cover, man. Look at this. It's bright yellow. He's celebrating 15 years in the industry. Very, very proud of this, man. Very cool, man. Very, very proud of you. But before we chat about this, here's a brilliant performance. Reënboog oor Suid-Afrika, and he did that together with Dr. Victor. It's going to be a lekker vibe.
Away, massacre. Al die mensen van Zuid-Afrika. Luister naar die liedje van Yuck the Priester. Met Dr. Victor. Kom ons bouw weer uit Reënboog. Aha, kom nou.
Ons dans so lekker. Want ons eet so lekker. En ons speel so lekker. Want ons is so lekker. Want ons dans so lekker in Suid-Afrika. En ons eet so lekker in Suid-Afrika. Ons speel so lekker in Suid-Afrika. Bring weer 'n reënboog oor Suid-Afrika. Geef vir my die Vrystaat sonder bottels in die pad. Geef vir my die Boland glasie wyn in elke hand. Geef vir my die suidkus en my voete in die see. Gee vir my 'n choppie en 'n koppie rooibos tee. Gee vir my die N1 deur die krakende Karoo. Is beautiful in Beaufort Wes en die blou lig groet daarbo. Gee vir my weer sonskyn en 'n lekker kerkbazaar. Gooi vir my 'n doppie in 'n bar daar op die aar. Want ons dans so lekker in Suid-Afrika en ons eet so lekker in Suid-Afrika. Ons speel so lekker in Suid-Afrika. Bring weer hy reënboog oor Suid-Afrika. Gee vir my 'n kampvuur in die bosveld sonder sein. Gee vir my 'n bunny chow lekker vars uit Mitchells Plain. Gee vir my weer vrede en Madiba se magic. Gee my as ek somber voel 'n Leon Schuster fliek. Gee my stroopsoetkoek sisters, gee my Mrs. Balls. Vat my bo op Tafelberg, Gauteng se shopping malls. Gee my Springbok rugby, gee my roosterkoek. Gee my Gattie Pieterse wat so uit sy hart uitvloek. Want ons dans so lekker in Suid-Afrika en ons eet so lekker in Suid-Afrika. Ons speel so lekker in Suid-Afrika. Bring weer hy reënboog oor Suid-Afrika. Want ons dans so lekker in Suid-Afrika en ons eet so lekker in Suid-Afrika. Ons speel so lekker in Suid-Afrika. Bring weer hy reënboog oor Suid-Afrika. Gee my orknie, snorknie en kinders van die wind. Die berge naby Woester en die skool daar vir die blind. Gee my ons 'n Versveld, gee my nuwe land. Gee my die Weskus mense en oesters op die strand. Ons dans so lekker. Kom ons dans en party saam onder die reënboog. So lekker. Ons speel so lekker in Suid-Afrika. Bring weer hy reënboog oor Suid-Afrika. Want ons dans so lekker in Suid-Afrika en ons eet so lekker in Suid-Afrika. Ons speel so lekker in Suid-Afrika. Bring weer hy reënboog oor Suid-Afrika. Ons speel so lekker in Suid-Afrika. Bring weer hy reënboog oor Suid-Afrika.
Yes!
Thanks,
That was cool, man. That was really, really cool. I love it. Upbeat. Dr. Victor in there as well.
Yeah.
It's been a kind of a nice collaboration and process.
It was lekker in the studio.
It was lekker in the studio, man, because it's lekker in South Africa.
Yeah, because he's got a vibe. And, you know, normally I do all those deep Afrikaans songs.
Yeah.
Because I'm a singer-songwriter.
Yeah.
And now and then a collaboration with a guy like that. You have to party.
You have to party, man. You saw what happened. Just behind the cameras. It was amazing. So check it out. 15 jaar, Dr. Priest's brand new album, that song, Reënboog oor South Africa, with Dr. Victor's on there as well. But let us know what you thought about that performance on our social media pages with that hashtag Expresso Show.
So I know we're having a lot of fun on the show this morning, but after the break, we're going to get serious for a second and enter into a conversation that I think is very relevant for a lot of people. We're going to talk about substance abuse within a relationship, and we've got the expert looking gorgeous Dr. Eve in-house.
And then, of course, it's also day 3 of 16 days of activism against no violence against women and children. And we'll take a look at the campaign, hashtag No Excuse, creating a better world for women. That's coming up after the break.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're tuned into your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso right here on SABC3. Time for our relationship talk, as we do on a Monday with the lovely Dr. Eve. Now, when you are in a committed relationship, the only addiction you hope your partner has is an addiction to your love. Unfortunately, it may come down to light that down the road that they struggle with substance abuse, and you may need to make intervention or support your partner as they recover from this.
Now, do you either, or rather do one or both parties in the relationship struggle with substance abuse? That's the question we're asking this morning. And if you are going through recoveries, is that something else that you're experiencing? Do you find perhaps that you may enable each other to indulge in addictive behavior? Now, our relationship expert, Dr. Eve, is in the house this morning, and we're going to unpack all of this. So please do feel free to give us a call on 021 430 9881 with your questions or your comments.
Absolutely. Looking forward to your calls. Dr. Eve,
Hello.
good morning and welcome.
Hello. Pink Brigade, both look so
Yeah,
beautiful. All look
absolutely.
gorgeous today.
Very interesting topic we're talking about.
Yeah.
Now, we find that some couples, especially around this time of year, maybe they turn to, that occasional or recreational, drinking a little bit, which may, in their minds help them relax and, deepen their relationship maybe. I mean, is this a good practice going, especially if you, in that shutdown time?
I think it's never a good practice, Ewan. I think it's never a good practice to be overindulging in anything, especially not alcohol or recreational drugs. And certainly I know that people do that little bit to be able to relax. I much prefer that they do some yoga or mindfulness to be able to relax. But let's get real.
Yeah.
People do this, and most people, we want to be clear that most people can tolerate doing just a little bit of dabbling to be able to get into the party mood and to have fun. I do want to say, though, as a kind of a warning thing, that this puts us into a less inhibited state of mind, and therefore we are much more prone to be exercising violence, uninhibited behavior, and not safe sex either. So that's just kind of the caveat of safety that I want to put in, or warning of danger that comes along with any kind of dabbling. But we're talking today about real addiction, the group of people who really have an addiction problem around any kind of drug or alcohol use, and it is a killer of what we call social health. It impacts very deeply on people's overall relationships, not only their intimate relationships, but their relationships with family, with friends, with colleagues, with work. It has a deeply negative impact. We're focusing, of course, on intimacy, what it does to your relationship and intimacy, and what you mentioned just now, and the codependency and the enabling that happens between two couples. So it's never a good idea to begin dabbling and then to find that the dabbling kind of gives me the relief that I want, and therefore I'm going to keep dabbling, because that can turn into an addiction for a group of people.
Exactly. Well, we are talking to Dr. Eve this morning about alcohol within relationships, and what I want to find out from her after the break is, when does a couple know that it has now become an addiction? It starts off as something that is very just easy and chilled, and before long you don't even realize it's become an addiction. So if you are struggling with, or you have a question or comment, please do give us a call, 021 430 9881.
Well, being in the midst of the 16 days of activism for no violence against women and children always puts into sharp focus the deeply ingrained societal issues of the abuse of vulnerable people. The lead up to this year's 16 days, however, has been marked by a strong wave of women saying enough is enough, and this clarion call has been strongly amplified by men as well, who are all encouraging each other to do and be better. The hashtag No Excuse movement has been exemplary in showcasing this, and we asked some of our champion men what they encourage all men to do to create a better world.
The kind of a place that the world is right now for women and children is unsafe. I mean, we know what's going on out there. We've seen what's happening against women and children, the abuse. And I think for me right now, if I could pick one word, I would say unsafe. And we need to work harder to improve that.
We're constantly hearing news of women and children being abused by partners, family members, even friends. We're supposed to be creating a safe environment for women and children, and it really is not at the moment.
The freedom it's been taken away from them. And I believe that they're paranoid right now, because of everything that has been happening. You know what I mean? And it's sad because we're supposed to protect them and everything.
It is an uncomfortable place, a very scary place for them. I think
I think that us as men, we tend to take advantage of the fact that we are the more physical beings, and I think we could do something about it.
What I am doing as a man to make sure that the women and children are taken care of is just taking care of my own family. I have 4 sisters, and they're all younger than me, so that's where I learned how to take care of girls and women, you know. I take care of them.
As a protector and as a father, I make sure, you know, I teach and protect, and I make sure, you know, via my music in my career, I spread the word. So we use the medium, you know, to spread the voice.
I've got a program, you know, in my foundation where I teach these boys what it takes to be a man, you know, because I've realized that some of them don't have fathers, so they don't have role models, so they can just look at any guy in the neighborhood, and that's what they're going to follow because they don't have anyone at home to teach them the right ways.
To ensure the safety and well-being of women and children, I'm having conversations with my friends, you know, just to open the dialogue around why men are abusing women and children, and also just standing up against whenever I see an incident of a woman or a child being compromised by a man, just standing up and speaking out and not being passive but active.
I think what men could do as a collective to ensure a better world for women and children is call each other out. If your friend or family member or even someone you don't know is abusing a woman or child, definitely call them out, because I think we need to stand up against it.
I think we can start there by not allowing our brothers to hide, you know, while they're doing bad things. So I feel like every man should just take care of the people that are around them, and then it'll, you know, spill out to the rest of the world.
We should make sure that we tell them whatever you're doing is wrong. You can't treat a woman like that. You can't treat the child like that. So I think it's good that we can, because also then we're building each other, we're building each other's characters. And eventually this world and this country will be a better place for women and children.
I think it really starts at home. I think fathers have a responsibility and have a role to play, because if the father is not there, who's going to teach them the right ways?
Why does it take you to raise a hand and hit a woman? So we got to get those answers. Is it because you have your own issues? Then let's discuss that. Because we men are raised not to talk already, I think. And I think it's important that we sit down as men, have tea, have coffee, you know, and just say, yo, bro, where's the problem? How can we fix it? So I think what we need right now is conversations and solutions.
What this campaign means to me is that finally steps are being taken. We are standing together and talking about it.
I believe that such campaigns are very important for making sure that men out there are aware of what's going on, and also how can they better the situation, and also how can they also relate the message to other men out there that maybe will not be able to watch or see such campaigns happening.
Everybody is really trying their best to actually participate and try to stop this thing, you know, so this campaign really makes me happy.
Hi, my name is Tulu Piri, and I stand up against women and child abuse.
I stand against the abuse of women and children.
I'm saying no to women and child abuse. I'm highly against it.
I stand against women and child abuse.
I'm standing up against women and child abuse.
And I say no to the abuse of women and children.
I stand against women and children abuse.
I, Nicholas Guna, I'm standing against women and child abuse.
That's very powerful words,
stuff,
eh?
Very
Love it,
powerful.
love it. Gentlemen, stand up, be outspoken and educate. Go out there and make a mark. Now, we are talking in the same vein with about that with Dr. Eve. She's in the hot seat this morning, talking about the very serious topic of substance abuse and addiction within relationships. And if you have any questions or queries, you can always phone us, 021 430 9881. That is the number. Thank you once again, Dr. Eve, for joining us.
So, Dr. Eve, we mentioned a little bit earlier on that, you know, you're in a relationship, it's loving, and you dabbling with a little bit of, you know, alcohol consumption as a way to relax. But when do you know that the recreational use of alcohol becomes a problem in your relationship? When do you know for sure that it's become an addiction?
Yeah. So for couples, and we're talking about people in relationship, when she or he begins to feel that they're actually becoming secondary to the drug, then you got to know that something is out of sync here and I need to be concerned around what's going on with my partner and begin to talk about it. Then there are lots of other kind of signs and symptoms that begin to occur in the relationship, Leanne. Think about a regular relationship. You know, they're really complex, they're really complicated. We're always trying to keep one step ahead of each other in a regular relationship. Then you bring in the addiction, whether it's drugs or alcohol, and other elements come in, such as secrecy. So the person who is abusing the drugs is going to go into a secret place. And then you as a partner, you're always going to be asking, where were you? Where are you? Who are you with? What are you doing? Tell me about what happened to you today. Where's all our money going? And suddenly you don't want to go out and hang out with our friends. You know, you become isolated because you're really having a primary relationship with your drug of choice. And this impacts deeply on the relationship. And so then the person is going to know there is something else. There's like almost like I'm feeling betrayed, that there's a lover in this relationship who I'm competing with for attention. And they discover that the lover is really the drug. And it feels as painful.
What should you do? Because naturally, you know, a scenario like that can definitely erode a relationship.
Absolutely.
I mean, it can go downhill very, very fast. But what should you do when you find out that your partner is suffering with something, either drugs or alcohol, and has been hiding from you? I mean, how do you address it? What should your first step kind of be?
Not to become an enabler. And what that means is don't be the person who makes excuses for your partner. Like, okay, I believe you, it's only just this one time, or you're having a stressful time at work and therefore you need a lot more alcohol, a lot more cocaine to get you through this time at work. Don't allow it to keep happening by you justifying your partner's drug addiction or alcohol addiction. Go and get help. In two ways. The first thing is you want to get support for yourself as an independent person in that relationship. And the second thing is you really want to start encouraging your partner to go and get some addiction treatment by catching it early on. You know, people will say, I don't really have an alcohol problem. I can stop anytime I want to. Those are like red flags because you can't stop anytime you want to. Don't wait until you find the bottles that are being hidden somewhere in the cupboard. Immediately take control of the situation for yourself and talk to your partner. Talk to it. Get your partner into treatment because the initial response is going to be resistance. I don't have a problem. And if you're an enabler, you are going to say, you know what, I agree. My partner really can take control of it and he or she's not really got a problem. Because who wants to go down that road, excuse me, into rehabilitation? Who wants to acknowledge, I am an addict? Because your entire lifestyle has to change.
Exactly.
And who wants to do that? And it's a really difficult thing. So the partner easily becomes an enabler and codependent. Perhaps is codependent as well.
Dr. Eve, we've got a caller on the line this morning, Joan from Cape Town. Goeiemôre, Joan.
Hi, goeiemôre. En ja, ek especially John, sorry, ek is baie jammer van my stem, maar omdat ek altyd maar sing en dat. Ek sê kan ek Afrikaans praat?
Yes, you can, Joan. Yes.
Engels, goed, ek praat maar Engels. The problem is I live in Cape Town, in Grassy-Park, and I'm always helping people on the road, especially the street children. They call me the street doctor. I think you people maybe see me already on television news. But the point is, I got about 4 children on the road, and the youngest one is 8 years old, and the others is 15, 16. They walk down on the road and always beetling for money. So I asked him the other day, I always feed him and ask him, why are you on the road? Are you in school? That is so dangerous for you on the road. You get killed and people will abuse you, anything. And I say, you know what? My mommy and my daddy is on drugs. My daddy drinking a lot. And I said, so what are you going to do? They said, please, uncle, can you help us? We don't want this life anymore. Is there a better life for us anymore? And I said, listen, and do you know where your family live? So I was going back to Manenberg and see the people. And I was crying when I stand in the front of these people's door, and the woman say, my husband is in drugs, and he can't look after his children, and we kicked the children a long time ago out, so please leave my house. I just want to say this morning to older men, please looking after your children. Give them love and help them wherever you can.
Thank
you so much from me out of the Mother City in Cape Town.
Thank you, Joan.
Thank you so much, Joan, doing amazing work on the streets of Cape Town there.
Indeed.
But just how real the situation is.
Yes, exactly. And also how limited the resources are. You know, what does Joan do with all of these children who are on the street? And if she knocks at the door of the parents are not going to cooperate. They probably would be quite abusive towards her.
Yeah.
This is an epidemic that is happening in our country, all over the world, but certainly in our country.
Yeah, some powerful words there, but we'll definitely have more with Dr. Eve after the break. That number again, 021 430 9881.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're tuning into a feel-good breakfast show. Expresso right here on SABC. 3-hour relationship expert Dr. Eve is in the hot seat with us, helping us to dissect the very serious topic of substance abuse and addiction in relationships. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to call us 021 430 9881. And Dr. Eve will be chatting with you. But we do have a call on the line.
We've got a call on the line who called a couple of months ago. Amber from Middleburg. We're catching up with you again. Amber, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
Very, very good. Amber, you've got a little bit of an update for us. Do you want to let us know what's happening?
Yes, love, I have. You know, the last time I told you that we actually had to throw our child out on the street.
Wow, yes.
And I didn't know what he was going through, but it was heavy stuff, not just marijuana.
Yeah.
It was heroin and all sorts of things. And he kept getting thinner and thinner and thinner. And a friend of mine happened to phone me from Sabi.
Yeah.
And she said she'll get a number for a rehabilitation center. That was the Thursday. The Friday, the psychologist phoned me. She says she's coming through to Middleburg. I must just meet her at the toll gate, and she'll take him through. So that's God's working in that child's life.
Yeah.
It's just like overnight thing.
Wow.
Sure.
But I want to know if a year long enough to become rehabilitated, because it's got to be there a year.
Yeah. Joan, what's going to happen is that he's going to, for the rest of his life, have to belong to NA, Narcotics Anonymous. He's going to have to keep in a program forever. He's always going to be an addict, and what he will then be called is a recovering addict, an addict in recovery. He's never not going to be, it's like somebody who's diabetic. You're never not diabetic. You are going to be somebody who's going to be in recovery, and you're going to be needing to take medication. It's a lifetime process. And so you as a mom, you know, it's good that you get informed so that you can support him in his ongoing rehabilitation, even after a year. You want to make sure that he goes to his weekly meetings, that he has a sponsor in his life, and that he's able to create a lifestyle and new friends who are not going to be part of his drug world. So really well
they
done.
suggested that he doesn't come back home, that he stays in somewhere else, because there's too many ghosts here for him, and he knows where everything, the drug dealers are, and which I think is a good idea, which I'm missing him terribly. And you're only allowed to talk on a Tuesday for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's not long enough for me to tell him that I love him and I'm thinking of him. I'm finding it very difficult.
I was just going to ask you, how are you managing this? Because we're talking about relationships and intimacy and how this impacts, addiction impacts on social health. So how are you managing it, and has it affected your own intimate relationship, Joan, if you have a partner in your life?
No, it's just my husband works away from home. You know, he's out of the country quite a lot, but I'm coping. I'm okay. I get very careful every now and then to think. I was so naive not to see what this child was going through on the street.
Sure. And I think a lot of parents feel that way, that, beat themselves up.
And it just becomes apparent. Thank you very much, Amber. Really appreciate it. We do have a strap on the screen right now. If you are seeking help, you can go to that website as well. But it becomes apparent and real, what substance abuse and alcohol and drugs can do, not only to the intimacy of a relationship, but to an entire family as well. Just quickly, one or two tips just for people going through something like this, especially in a relationship. What should they do?
Please pick up as quickly as you can that your partner is having a problem with alcohol and with drugs. Don't deny, don't justify. The quicker they can get help, the better it is. And you need to get support as well. That's why there's places like Al-Anon that do exist for partners and for families of people who are addicts. Don't deny it. And we're going into the silly season where there's going to be much more availability, permission given for people to be engaging and indulging. Please be careful and also be very aware that, as I said when we started, safer sex is something which has to be taken into consideration.
Well, of course, if you are struggling with substance abuse and addiction, there is a strap or currently a website on our screen, wedorecover.co.za. Make sure that you get the help that you so rightly deserve.
Oh man, so let's change lanes quickly now as we get back into the kitchen, because Zoe, I know you love a peppercorn sauce, and because it is a frugal feasting Monday, what we're going to do is we're going to use up the leftover steak that we had from the weekend. Yeah, right. But if you happen to have a beautiful steak sitting ready to be eaten, we're going to zhuzh it up with a little bit of a peppercorn sauce, because you do love a peppercorn sauce.
A good peppercorn sauce with a great steak, it always goes well together.
And what I love about this is we're actually going to use fresh peppercorn, so I'm not going to waste any time. I've got 1 tablespoon of butter, okay? Pan's kind of medium hot. We want that butter to melt nicely, but you don't want it too hot, because we're going to add a tablespoon of flour, and we don't want the flour to kind of fry and cook too quickly in that butter. So that's
See, I thought you would mix everything beforehand before popping it into the
It just requires constant stirring. Okay. So I'm going to just keep doing it. And what I'm going to ask you to do...
Should I stir?
I'm going to stir as you gently add the milk. Okay. And we're using our Clover Fresh full cream milk, because you've got to. There we go.
There you go.
Just keep that going, keep that going.
Can I add more?
Yeah, keep it going, keep it going. And you're going to just keep stirring a little bit more. And we're just going to, that should be fine. Yeah, that should be fine. And we're going to just gradually let this thicken. And I know it might seem a bit painstaking, but this really doesn't take a huge amount of time. And you can see now the flour is starting to blend in there quite nicely. Now, what I love about the fresh peppercorns, I mean, you can use any peppercorns, but the fresh peppercorn, it's got such a lovely bite to it. And that's gradually starting to thicken. It can go a little bit further.
Okay.
But this, it really does have a beautiful crunch to it, and obviously an incredible flavor. And you're going to get such a lovely mix of textures there. You can probably do with thickening a little bit more. Then do you want to put in a little pinch of salt?
Pinch of salt.
Oh, yummy.
There you go.
And you can let the flavors infuse, but what really is good about this is you want kind of that balance of having the creamy sauce with the nice bite and snap of the peppercorns.
Yes.
And we'll put some pepper on at the end.
I was about to ask, do you add even, ground pepper?
That you can really do for taste, okay? And this, I would probably let thicken just a little bit more, but that's starting to look quite nice. So what we've got here is, we did a rump steak. I was up all night frying this rump steak. And again, it's your preference. I like to go with the rump, very rare. And because if I have any left over, I want to be able to put that on a slice of bread. I want to make sure I get some of these peppercorns.
Okay, there you go. And our keyword for this morning is eat. Wow. If you'd love to have the recipe sent to your phone, just send it to 33728. That keyword is eat.
Okay, I'll turn that around. And I've got a bit of rocket. Rocket always goes so beautifully with our steak. We're going to pop a little bit of that on top. A little bit of olive oil, which we know is in its healthiest state when you're having it uncooked or unheated. Just pop a bit of that on it. And this is when you add, just to complete the pepperiness of that. If it was a kind of a ribeye steak or something like that, I'd probably fry the steak for a little bit longer to render the fat into it. But this is quick, it's simple, and it's absolutely delicious. It's our fresh peppercorn steak. And again, that keyword is eat to 33728. I didn't bring utensils, so I'm going to have to eat with my fingers.
Clover Fresh milk is way better. Made with love by Clover.
All right, so we're quickly taking a break. Don't go anywhere. It's still a beautiful day here in the Mother City. When we come back, we're calling our Pick a Box winner for some travel prizes with Avios and Loot.co.za.
And then, Chow, you need to see what is happening here after the break.
Yo.
We're making a Turkish Delight milkshake. It's all sorts of yumminess on your feel-good breakfast show. Don't eat that.
Clover Classic Custard and Clover Crush are hashtag way better together. Stand a chance of winning daily cash and airtime prizes or the grand prize of a Toyota RAV4 when you buy a 1 kilogram classic custard and a 1 litre crush together. To enter the competition, dial *120 *5676# and follow the prompts. You'll need the barcodes from both products and can enter as many times as you like. For the full competition T's and C's, visit clover.co.za.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're getting into the festive spirit nice and early with the BP Fuel My Festive campaign, where you stand a chance of winning yourself 300,000 Avios points for a dream holiday pretty much anywhere in the world. You'll also be entered into our now famous Pick a Box giveaway, where viewers can win spot prizes courtesy of Loot.co.za, BP and Avios right here. Now joining us this morning, we have our first winner.
That's right, Lashika Naidu, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Very good, thank you. Now, you've entered the competition by filling up with 400 Rand or more and swiping your Avios card at a BP petrol station. So we've got 7 boxes spelling out the word Expresso. You get to pick one, so which one will it be?
Thank you for the opportunity. I would like to pick the box number 6, that's your first S.
The first S, Expresso.
Yes.
This one.
There we
Thank
go.
you.
Double S's. There we go. And inside
No one's
this
picked the
block-
double S's, so I hope this is really lucky for you, man.
Okay, well, Ashika, you've won yourself a gift voucher of 10,000 Avios points. That's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
all.
Thank you.
You also get yourself the Volcano Impulse Series Bluetooth headphones.
Nice.
Alongside, there's one more in here, 500 Rand cash.
Thank you. That's lovely.
Congratulations. Keep on swiping. You can still enter as many times as you like just by filling up with 400 Rand or more, just like Jayshree Ramadan did. A very good morning. Jayshree, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
How are you doing this morning, first of all?
I'm good, and yourself?
I am very good and so chuffed that we've got you on the line. You have the opportunity to pick one of 6 boxes. The double S's have gone. The rest of the letters in the word Expresso remain. Jayshree, which box are you going to choose?
I'll pick the first E in Expresso.
The first E. Both of these boxes haven't been picked as yet. Oh, let us find out. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, this is the best prize ever. You have won yourself a micro garden kitchen valued at 1,559 Rand. You can grow herbs indoors all year round with less water. It really is the coolest contraption. So slick. Congratulations, Jayshree. I hope you got green fingers. Well done.
Thank you very much.
And of course, you can pick this up at a massively reduced rate at loot.co.za. So go out there and check the website just for a range of unbelievable deals. But well done to both of our winners this morning. Great, guys.
Congratulations, ladies. Now, you see, it was that easy to win with Expresso. Don't forget to swipe your Avios card when you fill up with 400 Rand or more at any participating BP to be automatically entered into the BP Fuel My Festive competition, as well as stand a chance at winning incredible prizes right here on Expresso. Now, do so before the 15th of December. That's when the promotion will end. But for more information and all of those T's and C's, visit our website. That's expressoshow.com or bp.co.za.
Spend 400 Rand or more at BP, swipe your activated Avios card, and you could win big. Make your dream holiday a reality with hashtag BP Fuel My Festive.
Well, it's time for us to bring some sweetness into your life, and what better way to do that than with a Turkish Delight milkshake.
Yes.
I've never had one of those before, so Ewan, how
You've had
does
Turkish
it work?
Delights.
I've had Turkish
And they're
Delight.
amazing.
It's incredible.
Yeah, they are amazing. So we're going to take Turkish Delights and, just use it in a delicious milkshake using, of course, our clover-free full cream milk. So I'm going to start with some ice cream, naturally.
Lovely.
And I want to make sure to get all of this in here, okay? Because
put it all in.
we like ice cream and we like milkshakes, especially on a hot summer's day like this.
Plus, you're making it for 2 people.
This is true.
Go for it.
So there we go. Okay.
Done.
Right.
What would you
and
like
then
next?
Some vanilla.
Vanilla extract.
All right. Just like that.
All right.
And then this is an interesting one because Turkish Delight, some rose syrup.
Rose syrup. Wow.
Yes. There we go.
Okay.
And then that's pretty much it. Just for the milkshake part, we need some milk, obviously.
You
so we're
need
going to
your
use a full cream clover milk.
full cream milk. And what I love about this is the seal allows the milk to remain fresh for 18 days, which is really wonderful. You can keep it for longer.
That's it.
Superior taste, of course. We know that. Lots of convenience and so much goodness.
Let me blend this up quickly. So what we've
All
done
right.
with the glass is kind of just decorate that with some chocolate sauce, good old drizzle. And then we're going to finish it off right now. Just hang on for this.
It looks so good. Nice.
Yes. Just like that. I'm going to give it just a quick little shake
Just
there.
a shake.
Just
Shake
to
it, shake it.
get the rest of that in there. But
If
that
you
should
would
be
love
fine.
this recipe this morning, all you have to do is SMS the keyword drink to 33728. We'll send you the ingredients list and the link to the recipe, and you could be making this decadent and yummy and smoothie gorgeousness yourself. We're making a Turkish Delight milkshake this morning.
All right.
So good.
Now it's very easy. We got some clover cream.
Look at you. Ooh,
Whipped cream in the
taking
aerosol.
it to that next level.
There we go.
You love doing that.
I do. That's awesome. But just take that, and now...
And then we're going to decorate it with some Turkish Delight and chocolate candies on the top.
And there you have it. You get that beautiful Turkish Delight in the middle, the chocolate as well.
Beautiful.
You can pick it off, you can eat it, you can just enjoy it because it's amazing. The keyword is drink. SMS that to 33728. That's drink to 33728. This is like a mini monster shake. I like it.
Wow.
Hey?
It's like a party in your mouth.
So definitely try this one out. Try this one out. Our Turkish Delight milkshake, taking that classic candy and using it to create something absolutely beautiful.
Shall we taste?
We should.
Lovely.
I don't know how though.
Cheers.
Cheers. Let's keep this for off screen.
My train isn't watching.
I can't get there. That came on first. No.
So good.
Look, man, from what I did taste, that little bit of a sip was amazing.
Enough talking, more drinking.
Drink to 33728.
Clover Fresh milk is way better. Made with love by Clover.
Later today, the Afternoon Express team, they'll be joined by Amara Peterson, who will be treating everyone to a delicious rosemary chicken and brown mushroom quiche. Now, the perfect, quick, easy, and of course, delicious dinner. Head on over to Afternoon Express on Facebook, like the page, and get the ingredients list.
Well, it's how to shine with Mac kitchen clean-up time. And of course, washing windows is a pain. We all know that, excuse the pun, window pain. But not if you have secrets from the pros. So first things first, we're going to share some of those secrets with you. Part fill your bucket with some warm water and a squeeze of Mac. Next, dip your sponge with a scrubby pad into the water and squeeze out. And then scrub the glass, working at all the angles to clean the edges. Mac will get the dirt off very easily without leaving a residue, thanks to the active lemon in it, and no streak marks.
Exactly. And then my favorite time, squeegee time. You squeegee the window, start at the top and work your way down, wiping the blade each time with a cloth. Now, there are all types of different squeegees on the market. Now, the better the quality, the less streaking and the better the clean will be as well. And then finally, wipe around the edges with a cloth to absorb any leftover water and dirt. Then step back and admire your reflection in the clean and shiny pane. Glassy stuff.
Glassy stuff indeed. Now, we are giving a window of opportunity. Once again, I'm just killing it with the puns. And you can win a 300 Rand Mac hamper each week. All you have to do is two standard chance of winning is SMS that keyword Mac to 33728. SMSs are charged at R1.50. No free SMSs apply. And T's and C's can be found on expressoshow.com.
Just like that. Now, be quick because this week's giveaway ends this Friday at midnight. Get entering.
For every dish, for every occasion, Mac makes it easy for you to shine.
We're going to take the quickest of breaks. When we get back, we're going to reveal a massive new milestone for the show. You'll have to wait and see after the break. See you now.
What's your dream holiday? The call of the wild or the bright lights of a big city? Make it a reality with hashtag BP Fuel My Festive. And you could win one of 21 holidays every week from the 2nd of October until the 15th of December. Simply visit a BP fuel station, spend 400 Rand or more and swipe your Avios card. Get your Avios card for free at BP. Activate the card and swipe to enter the greatest festive season competition. Hashtag BP Fuel My Festive.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back, you beautiful peeps. We've got just about enough time to squeeze in a little bit of inspiration, maybe a laugh. Check out what's trending online this morning. What do you got for us, guys?
Dude. So I'm glad we're actually doing this because this is such a sweet kind of video, man. I saw it a little bit floating around social media a while back, and it is just, it hits you in the feels, man, if you can say it like that. So it's an adorable grandma, right? This video surfaced with Alzheimer's, meeting her baby granddaughter, and she gets to meet her over and over, you know, again, for the first time. And I mean, we're all about feel good, but this video is just too much. Check it out.
Who's holding her? You. She just came out of my stomach. No. Yeah. 4.5 hours ago. Really? Yeah.
You're not sore?
A little bit.
Oh man, it's heartbreaking all at the same time, hey?
Yeah.
Alzheimer's is,
Yeah.
I think it's definitely one of those things that I fear the most, you know, because of the, what it does to a family, but I think that was a bittersweet moment there.
Very bittersweet indeed. Well, another video that's been making the rounds on Facebook. You all know little Mila, the little sassy one. Well, she had a few things to say about Thanksgiving. Check it out.
Happy Thanksgiving! I guess. Here's the beef on my Thanksgiving. Grandma made the turkey, which was lit. Literally. Uncle Joe hands politics. We just need fair tacos, but he doesn't even bring the gist. Really?
I think when she said grandma, the turkey was lit. I think grandma burned the turkey.
Yeah, I'm getting that. Absolutely sweet. So while we're on the topic of social media platforms, we love the social media activity we have. We've got such an enriched relationship with everyone that follows us. We achieved a milestone, guys, something that is really, really important to us because our social media team works so hard. We've just hit 400,000 likes on Facebook. So I think two massive kudos. First of all, to you guys at home, thank you so much for engaging with us in the way that you do, but to our social media team, who are so busy, non-stop. Well done, guys. This has got to be a massive feather in their cap as well. And they take a lot of flack from us as well, constantly having to take photos and such, but they are an amazing team, but you guys are amazing, so thank you so much for following us. And that is the show for today, guys.
That's amazing. So let's get it to 500,000, man. Let's get it there. Let's grow the family, the feel-good family. Awesome to spend our mornings with you. Thank you very, very much. Yeah. So if you haven't liked our page just yet, go out there and do it right
and
now.
And if you meet someone that hasn't liked the page, you need to talk to them because they need to like the page, okay? Come on.
And it's worth it. There's a lot of awesome content there as well, guys. A lot of awesome content. But thank you so much for joining us. We have beaten back the Monday Blues in a big way this morning. Absolutely love you guys.
Can we say another big congratulations to our new Miss Universe?
Can you believe it?
Today is Demi Day.
It's International Demi Day.
Yes,
I'm so proud. And I love the fact that you highlighted her laugh cry. She did it so well. Do you think you practiced
the cutest laugh cry, hey?
Well, I think we need to now double barrel names to you know, Demi Lee.
Quadruple barrel names. Double barrel first, double barrels. Oh, yeah. Awesome. But tomorrow's show is going to be just as hard hitting. In fact, twice as it's going to be a 1-2. Why? Because we've got Jack Parrow in the house.
Awesome, man. Jack Parrow is going to be here. Listen, we also, in our game review, Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. If you're into your gaming, there's definitely one you can't miss. Dr. Darren Green is here to discuss congenital diseases. All right, and it's a very serious topic.
Yes,
we will definitely get into that as well. And then highlights from the Woman of the Year Award. That's also on the menu for tomorrow. So don't miss it. It's going to be a jam-packed show full of excitement.
Yeah, so don't forget your 16 days of activism. It starts with you, especially us men. Go out there and make a difference in the world around you guys. Thank you so much for a beautiful Monday. Thank you to you. Let's reach 500,000 likes by the time we see you again tomorrow. Love you. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Ciao.
Expresso Morning Show, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.